the game too, Jack. Football game.
Come on, Vestavia.
1971. Vestavia Hills football is born as a community-focused program. This marks the 52nd season of Vestavia football, and the focus has not changed. We represent those who laid the foundation and look to honor those who helped build the program. Now, for the first time in school history, a former Rebel leads the way, embracing the tradition and toughness that is ingrained in its culture, while also bringing a modern approach to steer Vestavia Hills to the next level. The goals? Use the life lessons of football to lead these players from the field to adulthood. Show up early, get to work, and do it all again the next day. Play meaningful football in November, then December. No matter how long the journey, we will get there. This is Vestavia Hills Rebel football. Thompson Reynolds Stadium, Vestavia and Homewood tonight, brought to you by On Time Service, the fine folks there. I guess we got a minute before we actually start. Give me your thoughts on wrapping up Mountain Brook now that you've had a week to regurgitate.
Yeah, so Vestavia loses 24-14. I think if you take just the straight eye test and look at the way Vestavia played, they are so much better than they were last year. The things they did offensively, how they changed things up, they went rapid pace. If you missed last week, you're going to see a high-octane, very fast offense from Vestavia. You're going to see a well-coached defense in good positions with some changes that they're going to make this week after last week to get their best players on the field. So they'll try to put that one behind and then get ready for tonight and Homewood.
7 tackles for loss for the defense. He wanted to be aggressive. He was. To your point, the high-octane offense was a lot more high-octane than normal. Not enough, though, because Mountain Brook ran 63 plays to Vestavia Hills 61. He wants to be in the 80s, pretty much, right?
He does. He wants to go fast, leave that opponent's defense on the field. Just had some miscues here and there, and that's what they really focused on. They wanted to be a little bit better or a lot better on 3rd and 4th down this week, and so that's been a real focus the week during practice.
And they may simplify things a little bit, so we'll get used to that. So we've got the senior band members that are about to be introduced here, so I'm sure Rocket's got good shots of that going on down on the field. And we're going to have that be on the Jumbotron. Boy, there's a lot of seniors out there. And look at the fans. It literally stretches from the back of the end zone on the left as you look all the way down to the 10-yard line. So 90 yards of senior band members and their families.
And that's so cool to see because that brings more people out to these games. That has more kids invested and really having a great opportunity to be involved in the program, to be out there. Love to see the parents and the grandparents all out there on the field. It's just a really special time and nice to spread it out throughout the season. All these folks that put in all these years, these 4 years of high school, and being celebrated here tonight.
Absolutely. So they're all being introduced now. Good shot by Fletcher Tubbs, our sideline camera. And I guess, you know what, we'll shut up and let the PA announcer kind of take over and let you hear their names and enjoy these senior band members.
Jarrell Belcher. Jarrell is the son of Charita and Eric Belcher. He plays student baritone in the marching band and is a member of the symphonic band. Rebecca Berry. Rebecca is the daughter of Donna and Ron Berry. She plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Parker Burnham. Parker is the son of Jennifer and Bradley Burnham. He plays front ensemble and is a section leader in the marching band. Jack Burris. Jack is the son of Jody and Jason Burris. He plays trombone, is a section leader, and serves as vice president of the marching band. He is a member of the Wind Symphony. Katie Rose Callahan. Katie Rose is the daughter of Patty and Tom Callahan. She plays flute, is a section leader, and serves as the president of the marching band. She is a member of the Wind Symphony. Miriam Kamara. Miriam is the daughter of Molly and Demetrius Woods. She is a member of the Color Guard and serves as its head captain. Orlando Carlo. Orlando is the son of Estella and Tito Carlo. He plays trumpet in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic Winds. Nancy Chen. Nancy is the daughter of Hongyan Hu and Lang Chen. She plays piccolo and flute and serves as a section leader in the marching band. She is a member of the Wind Symphony. Samuel Chen. Samuel is the son of Chuanlan Fan and Bo Chen. He plays alto saxophone, is a section co-leader, and a field captain in the marching band. He is a member of the Wind Symphony and the Jazz Band. Charlotte Clemens. Charlotte is the daughter of Amy and Scott Clemens. She is a member of the Rockettes. Madison Daniel. Madison is the daughter of Amanda Hunter and Chad Daniel. She is a member of the Color Guard and serves as its flag captain. Kate Deason. Kate is the daughter of Beth and Grant Deason. She plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Sarah Deweese. Sarah is the daughter of Katie and Guy Deweese. She is a member of the Color Guard. Jackson Dunleavy. Jackson is the son of Mindy and Michael Dunleavy. He plays piccolo, is a section leader, and serves as historian of the marching band. Efe Eglevon. Efe is the daughter of Imbala and Nelson Eglevon. She plays trumpet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony and the Jazz Band. Alex Foster. Alex is the son of Rowena and Jason Foster. He plays trumpet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony and the Jazz Band. Molly Franklin. Molly is the daughter of Christy and Mike Franklin. She plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic. Abby Gillespie. Abby is the daughter of Heather and James Gillespie. She plays alto saxophone in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic Winds. Ella Gillespie. Ella is the daughter of Heather and James Gillespie. She is a percussionist and serves as snare captain in the marching band. She is a member of the Wind Symphony. Nicholas Preston. Nicholas is the son of Tiffany and Scott Preston. He plays trumpet in the marching band and serves as its chaplain. He is also a member of the Symphonic Winds. Charles Na is the son of Hengster and Hunchan Na. He plays mellophone and serves as a section leader in the marching band. He is also a member of the Symphonic Winds. Joshua Hanji. Joshua is the son of Catherine and Nicodemus Hanji. He plays alto saxophone in the marching band and is a member of the Jazz Band and the Wind Symphony. Noah Harmon. Noah is the son of Rebecca and Todd Harmon. He plays trumpet in the marching band. Isabel Jackson. Isabel is the daughter of Angela and Michael Jackson. She is a member of the Rockettes and serves as their co-captain. Catherine Frontiers. Catherine is the daughter of Monica and Anthony Frontiers. She plays flute and piano and serves as a drum major in the marching band. She is a member of the Wind Symphony and the Jazz Band. Shay Lindsay. Shay is the daughter of Shannon and Philip Lindsay. They play bass clarinet and is the low reed section leader in the marching band. They are also a member of the Wind Symphony. Connor Levette. Connor is the son of Ann and Clint Levette. He plays baritone and serves as a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the Jazz Band and the Wind Symphony. Becca Maddox. Becca is the daughter of Annie and Paul Maddox. She plays clarinet and oboe in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Aiden Magnuson. Aiden is the grandson of Donna and George Calgill and the son of Samantha Magnuson. He plays sousaphone and serves as a section leader in the marching band. He plays trombone on the Jazz Band and the Wind Symphony. Elin Mason. Elin is the daughter of Jennifer and Stephen Mason. She is a majorette and serves as their captain. Laura Matthews. Laura is the daughter of Mary and John Matthews. She plays piccolo and serves as a field captain in the marching band. She is a member of the Wind Symphony. Hannah Mayhew. Hannah is the daughter of Ann and Sam Mayhew. She plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic Winds and the Jazz Band. Maggie McBrayer. Maggie is the daughter of Melissa and Mike McBrayer. She plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Camilla Melendez. Camilla is the daughter of Tatiana Aparicio. She is a member of the Color Guard. Maya Mitchell. Maya is the daughter of Shari Miller and Derek Allen. She is a member of the Color Guard. Sophie Rose Morris. Sophie is the daughter of Lori Thomason and Nick Morris. She is a majorette and serves as co-captain of the majorette line and vice president of auxiliaries. J.W. Neal. J.W. is the son of Kelly and Mark Neal. He plays trumpet and is a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band and Wind Symphony. Georgia Olnick. Georgia is the daughter of Virginia and Jason. She is a percussionist in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Nora Payez. Nora is the daughter of Nora and Rolando Payez. She is a member of the Color Guard. Luke Papalardo. Luke is the son of Julie and Vinnie Papalardo. He plays trombone and serves as drum major in the marching band. He is a member of the Wind Symphony and Jazz Band. Ashton Pate. Ashton is the son of Rhonda and Shannon Pate. He plays clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic Winds. Max Pinkerton. Max is the son of Ilana and Paul Pinkerton. He is a percussionist in the marching band. Kushiki Ranjan. Kushiki is the daughter of Mukta and Alak Ranjan. She plays clarinet and bass clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Wind Symphony. Elizabeth Rhodes. Elizabeth is the daughter of Heather and Alan Rhodes. She is a member of the Color Guard. Sarah Jane Richardson. Sarah Jane is the daughter of Angie and William Richardson. She is a member of the Rockettes and serves as their captain. Haley Rocks. Haley is the daughter of Lee Ellen and Jason Rocks. She is a majorette and serves as their co-captain. Landon Rowland. Landon is the son of Meredith and Brian Rowland. He plays trombone and is a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the Wind Symphony. Charlie Saunders. Charlie is the son of Christina and Charlie Saunders. He plays alto saxophone in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band and Wind Symphony. Zach Shimko. Zach is the son of Deborah and Brian Shimko. He plays tenor saxophone and serves as a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the Symphonic Winds. Abigail Silva. Abigail is the daughter of Flor Silva. She plays the clarinet in the marching band and is a member of the Symphonic Winds. Philip Snyder. Philip is the son of Susan Gifford. He plays trombone and is a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band and the Wind Symphony. Noah Stevens. Noah is the son of Nicola and Richard Stevens. He plays trumpet and is a section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band and the Wind Symphony. Hayden Thompson. Hayden is the daughter of Graham and Shay Thompson. She is a member of the Color Guard and serves as its weapon captain. Andrew Van Dyke. Andrew is the son of Tiffany Seeker. He plays tenor saxophone and serves as section leader in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band and the symphonic blues. Claire Williams. Claire is the daughter of Amy and Greg Williams. She is a member of the Rockettes. Cooper Williamson. Cooper is the son of Chris and Nicole Williamson. He is a percussionist and serves as tenor captain in the marching band. He is a member of the jazz band. Thank you all for joining us. This concludes Senior Recognition Night for the class of 2023 Vestavia Hills Rebel Marching Band members.
All right, there's a look at the seniors from Vestavia Hills Marching Band that entertain us every halftime. Scott Griffin here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network, the pregame show. We'll take a break. We'll come back and hear from Robert Evans. Stay with us. You're watching Vestavia Hills football. Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th, and also next spring, April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
When the on-time service technician arrives in your home, you give us an amazing opportunity. The opportunity to earn your trust, to arrive at your home on time, to fix the problem in your home, and to never sell you something you don't need. When the job is done and the technician leaves, I want you to be really pleased with the work. And I want something more. I want you to say to yourself, I trust that guy.
Me so much I got nails in my hand. City on fire. City on fire. City on fire. Coming from the rock, the home of the drillers. I'ma buy a home next to your home if I miss you. Who put this together? Me, that's who. We did it all, but what they really do. Say the pep talk and the tech talk. I'm about to set it off. I'm about to set it off. Mind running laps, but I could barely walk. They say we never make it. That's what you thought. Cross me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Thompson Reynolds Stadium, Vestavia, and Homewood tonight, brought to you by On Time Service. We had a chance to talk to Robert Evans in our pregame conversation Tuesday night at the Coaches Show at Moe's Original Barbecue. And let's check in on Robert's thoughts from last week leading up to this week's game against the Homewood Patriots. So let's start with the obvious question. Back home, alum, first game, we talked about it, seems like 8 months. How was it, though, when it happened?
It was a kind of a whirlwind because there's so many things going on the first, or the day of the game. The board didn't actually start working till about 2:30 in the afternoon, and there was people flying in from all over the country that needed tickets and parking spaces and things of that nature. So it was probably a little bit out of character for a game, and there was a lot of distraction. So, and not making excuses, just kind of is what it is. But it was kind of a whirlwind. But once the game settled in, it was very natural. So,
and we talked about it on the last on the pregame show on the broadcast. The kids don't care, but for you, was there anything inside you, or just another?
Not
game
at all.
Really?
Not at all.
I'm surprised.
Nothing. So yeah, I thought maybe there'd be a little bit of sentiment, but it was really just trying to get into the flow of the game and make good decisions and make good calls, and didn't turn out that way. But you know, that's how this game goes. Did you guard against it on purpose, or no?
You just let it come, and be what it is. Right?
You've been in enough of those environments that once the game starts, you got to make decisions and kind of lock in mentally.
Well, it was a great crowd, a great night, and a great opponent. That works really good. Obviously, it's where you were for 4 years before that, and they were pretty good defensively, and you taught all those guys how to do it. So the game, I don't know if it went like you thought,
No.
but they played well like you
Yeah,
expected.
they did. And that was stylistically, we wanted to be up and down, kind of get it into a track meet, and they wanted to slow it down and kind of grind out the game, and their style of play kind of went out through the course of the game. Then we had our moments where we were able to kind of get up and down the field, and especially for the first half and the end of the third quarter, but they kind of controlled the tempo of the game and really were a lot better than us in the critical downs, and that ultimately decided the game.
So tell me what went right after you go back and look at video.
Yeah, well, I thought our kids played their butts off, and so, I got several texts and emails and calls in the last say, hey, you guys played like a Vestavia football team. And obviously we didn't execute like we wanted to, but I will say that the things that I was worried about, clock management, 2-minute situations, we got into a 2-minute situation, and we've worked that almost every day in fall camp, and we executed almost flawlessly to get back in the game. And then I thought our offense had its moments, but ultimately this game's decided on 3rd and 4th downs, and we couldn't get off the field defensively on 3rd down, and then we got into some 4th and short situations and probably got a little bit too cute when we should have gotten physical and tried to get up on some people. And so, hindsight's 20/20. Obviously, you get in the heat of the moment, and sometimes you make mistakes, and that's part of this game.
We got Homewood coming in Friday, a team that is ranked in 6A themselves, so back-to-back ranked 6A teams.
Yeah, and Homewood's a good program. Coach Bergeson's done a good job. They're consistently in the playoffs every year. They have a 3-year starter at quarterback who's, is an elusive. It's what all the good high school teams have, a guy that can run around, make plays. He hurt us last year when I was at Mountain Brook, scrambling and extending plays and throwing the ball down the field. So we've worked on that, and we'll continue to work on that this week. But they'll have a good plan. They always do, and they'll give us some fits early, and we'll have to settle in, make adjustments, and see how it goes.
So is he making predetermined runs or runs out of broken plays? Or
both.
All the above,
he's
right?
he's a big kid. He's a 200, probably a 6'2", 200-pound kid, and he'll be utilized, I would imagine, in 3rd and 4th and short situations. And anytime an offense snaps the ball to the quarterback, you get a mathematical advantage,
right?
Because you pick up one that normally is handing the ball off. So we do that with JP, and it's a weapon, and it needs to be a weapon for us, and they'll do that with their quarterback. But they've got 2 or 3 other skill kids that are really good over the mountain players and can make plays down the field. So, and they have a good scheme. They're well coached. They do a good job, and it'll be a challenge for us.
So you faced them a few times. When they play well, they're doing what?
They're a big RPO team, so they do a really good job kind of reading the numbers. So if you're light in the box, they're going to hand it off or run the quarterback. If you're heavy in the box and they see an opening, they'll throw it behind you, and they do good concepts. They're well coached. They do a good job staying out of bad 3rd and long situations. They get into manageable downs, and then they're solid in their special team game, and their kids play really hard defensively. So we'll have to play well to have a chance to win, but we're looking forward to the challenge and need to really play a clean game. We have not played one. We didn't play a clean spring game, and certainly the first game was a little bit choppy. So really hope to get in a rhythm offensively. And I've seen what we can do in practice when we're playing with our pace and can really stress a defense, and I hope we can consistently do that on Friday.
So let's talk about Homewood defensively. We talked about what they do when they have the football. What about when they're guarding you again with the football?
They've had a similar same defense coordinator for several years, and Coach does a great job. They make you beat them, and they will bring guys from all over the place. They do a lot of slanting, and so our guys have to be ready for a little bit of everything. But we have to know, you think you know what you're going to get going in, but there's always some element of surprise, always something that you're not prepared for. And that's why we like going against each other, because no matter how much you prepare, you don't ever get everything you work on. So we think that, going against each other every day with the multiplicity on both sides lends itself to being able to make adjustments during the game. And that's part of, to me, having a successful program is being able to make in-game adjustments and do something similar to what you've done in the past in practice, and that's why we like to go against each other so much.
And when they'll give you multiple looks and dropping something different, or
Both sides.
All the above, right?
Yeah, all the above. So we put in a new blitz today, and we'll run it against our offense and see what it looks like. Vice versa, they're putting in new plays and trying it on us. And I just think the more things you can do offensively and defensively, the more answers you have when people attack you stylistically in certain ways. So that's the beauty. I think that's one of the things took away from both Hoover and Mountain Brook was being able to almost give a scout team look even when we're ones-on-ones. Mm-hmm. So we've been able to kind of service our offense and say, hey, we're calling it this and do this, and it's very similar to how Homewood we think would play. And same thing offensively, when we need a look from our offense and we say, hey, we want you to run a zone or a stretch in 5 minutes of that, similar to what Mountain Brook would do, but our kids are doing it within the verbiage, within the scheme of what we do, but we're getting a good look, and it's something similar to what we're going to get. A better look than you get on most high school scout teams.
All right, that's our pregame conversation with head coach Robert Evans. We'll go to a break in a moment, but we do want to see the team down on the field. Fletcher Tubbs is getting that shot here coming up in a second as they run through the paper. And always a fun setting for the team to do that. Homewood is coming out to do the same thing on their end as well. Chad, Vestavia coming off the 24-14 loss last week. Homewood coming in a top 10 6A team. They're led by their quarterback Woods Ray. He's a 3-year starter. He's just a veteran, savvy guy, and he's going to run the football. The ball's going to be in his hands a lot.
He's a dual threat guy. He's what you would call a really good high school quarterback. As you said, he's done this so many times, and he's healthy. Last year he hurt his ankle, had some tough times trying to work through that ankle injury, but he's healthy this year. This is an RPO offense, meaning run-pass option. So you'll see some reads, and then the quarterback's going to make the decision, do I hand the ball off or do I pull it and throw? And that's going to be depending on what Vestavia's defense does. That's how the Homewood offense is going to react. They did a lot of running of Ray last year, not as many design runs this year, but you will see him running just as a result of that RPO offense.
Yeah, and he's a good one. He's about 6'2", 200 pounds. He's got some size to him. I don't think he's as hefty as John Paul Head running the football, who we talked about being a poor man's Tim Tebow, but he certainly is a threat to run the football for sure. So we got the toss going at the midfield, and you'll see who's going to win the reception and who will kick it off. And it looks like Vestavia will receive the football and then kick it off in the second half. So we'll have the pageantry coming up with the teams running on the field in just a moment. Then we'll have the starting lineups for you as well. Coming up, Scott Griffin here, Chad Pilcher, former Ole Miss quarterback, is my color guy, and terrific. We have a great crew for you. A bunch of professionals back here that really love high school football, and we appreciate Vestavia letting us do this with them this year for sure. There are the Rebels. Of course, they got the new VH on the helmet. They used to have just a blank helmet, but they've got the VH on the helmet with a number on the other side. I don't think I've ever seen a team have differing things like that, except the Steelers with nothing and the patch. Right?
I think it looks really good, and you still have the traditional Vestavia uniform with the blue jersey and the gray pants, but just adding those logos, the updated helmets, it just adds a nice little flair to that uniform, and it's a really good look for the Rebels. They look great last week. They played really well last week, and looking to build upon what they did last week. You see the score and you say, oh, you lost to Mountain Brook. That is a 6A team, but they're a top 10 6A team. They're one that's going to compete for the state championship, and that classification be right there at the end. And so it was a loss to a very good Mountain Brook football team, and now looking to get better this week.
And here come the Rebels. There's our student camp. And there are the Rebels running on the field as we get ready for tonight's game. Let's take a look at the starting lineups right now.
John Paul Head, junior quarterback.
William Tonsmeyer, sophomore, running back.
Tucker Smitha, senior, running back.
Kerry Richardson, junior receiver.
Cooper Mollison, junior, wide receiver.
Hudson Hager, senior, offensive line.
Jack McMurray, senior, offensive line.
Rick Smith Allen,
senior, O-line.
J.D. Livingston, sophomore, O-line.
Glenn Porter, senior, offensive line.
Warren Ainsworth, senior, tight end.
Wheeler Smith, senior, D-line.
Andrew Sykes, senior, defensive end. Blaine Wisenhunt, senior, defensive tackle.
Samuel Hanson, senior, linebacker.
Gaines Johnson, senior, linebacker.
Houston Owen, senior, linebacker.
John Martin Richter, senior, safety.
Michael Dobbs, senior, safety.
Will Cox, senior, safety.
Grant Downey, senior, cornerback.
Owen Nelson, junior, cornerback.
Robert Evans, head football coach, Vestavia. Welcome to tonight's game. Go Rebels.
All right, we're getting ready for kickoff here. Packed house, of course, on the Vestavia side. Our first 3 at home. We get to get used to different things around here. The Rebels will hold their helmets up traditionally here for the opening kick. And we're ready to receive it here. Vestavia in the home blue with the red helmets and the gray slacks. Keon Richardson is back deep. And here come the Rebels, running straight up the middle for a nice return. Harrison Faust with the return. And the Rebels will start off here. What are we looking for early?
You're going to see them running the football. They want to really establish that run early in this ball game. Last week, John Paul Head ran 16 times for 114 yards. They want to do even more of that. Vestavia put the ball in the air 34 times last week. They don't mind throwing it that many times, but I think they'd rather that be around 25 and have a little more carries. Keep in mind, it is a fast-paced offense. The second they go, they're going to get back up to the line. They want to snap the ball with less than 10 seconds running off that play clock. And so you're going to see it moving very, very rapidly, very quickly. It looks like a lot of confusion here to start the game for Vestavia from a personnel standpoint.
So Brady Johnson, the big receiver out there. Jake Lockhart, by the way, returned that. He's a backup running back on the kickoff. And here come the Rebels. And now we've got confusion for sure.
Absolute confusion for Vestavia to start the game. And look, they script a lot of these first drives. And so you've worked on this, you know it's ready. This is about the 3rd or 4th set of offensive personnel that's run onto the field.
So scratch that starting lineup. Right, it looks like there's a bunch of different guys out there from what we said. But they play a lot of players. So here we go, kind of a double flank here. John Paul Head sends Tonsmeyer in the flat. This is what Robert Evans wanted to do, and that's why. Look at John Paul Head lower his right shoulder and get that first down on a 12-yard gain for Head. Head hands off, Tonsmeyer around right in. Good seal block by Eli Rooks, and he'll lower his head and get it close to the 50. I thought Rooks did a great job positioning his man and sealing him on the inside.
And last week against John Carroll, Homewood gave up points on the first drive, then reeled off 4 scores in a row. Vestavia off to a nice start on this drive. Homewood bases out of a 3-4, 3-down lineman, 4 linebackers.
And off Tonsmeyer again's got room on that side. Is trying to get off the block of Tucker Smitha. And Smitha did not maintain contact, but got enough of him to get about 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Vestavia set with 34 seconds left on the play clock.
Tonsmeyer tried to get outside. He's got the first down. He's got about 3 yards over there to get the first down on the 43-yard line, we'll call it. So that's a Royal Automotive first down.
Nice job there getting to the edge by Tonsmeyer. Just uses his speed, gets to the outside, and another first down for the Rebels.
Handoff, that's Lockhart. Boy, he runs hard too. Look at Lockhart get inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. And the Rebels are finding some running room on both sides right now, Chad.
And Jack Lockhart getting opportunities early with the kickoff return and now carrying it in the backfield. Here he goes again.
Lockhart on the corner. He's got room. Cuts inside a block. Tripped over Richardson trying to get another block, but he's down to the 26-yard line. And that's another Royal Automotive first down.
Coach Evans said they want to run the football early this week. They are certainly doing that on this drive.
Lockhart again, this time to the 18-yard line. Good yardage. He's got about 9 on that. I don't know what's happening with the Homewood front, but the Rebel front is kind of taking him to school right now.
No, pushing them around, getting a good push up front, and just controlling the line of scrimmage and getting to the second level.
There's John Paul Head. He doesn't even think about acting like he's not going to run it. This time the Patriots make the resistance a little bit more, but not before he gets down to, well, about the 16. I was going to say 15, but they mark him at the 16-yard line. Again, that double flank, a little power kind of formation here. A lot of bodies on the line of scrimmage. Play action. John Paul Head, he had a man open, but he just missed Jaden Daniels in the corner of the end zone. Great call by Franklin because they have run it the entire time, and the first pass was there.
You could see the Homewood defense walking down, did a nice play action, but that ball just a little bit too long by Head. But as you said, perfect play call at the right time after running it so many times.
Tonsmeyer flanked to the right of John Paul Head. He looks to throw, comes back, runs it outside. He'll get inside the 10-yard line, and he'll be just a couple of yards shy of the first down. Here's an instant replay to take a look from the ground, and you'll see how big a load he is running the football there, Chad.
A smart decision not to force the pass here in the red zone. Want to make sure you come away with points.
John Paul Head right side, cuts inside. Boy, he had it if he could have got away from the tackler, but getting him around his ankles was number 17, Clay Bertishaw. Here it is again.
Said it, holds him, gets him down right at the 5, but first and goal for the Rebels.
First and goal, here comes Head. He's not even pretending like he's going to do anything except run that football to pay dirt. Touchdown, Rebels. John Paul Head straight up the gut.
Just an outstanding drive for Vestavia to start this football game. Ran the ball, controlled the line of scrimmage, tried to go for 2 passes, actually threw 1, but just an outstanding job. And now Carter Shirley on to attempt the extra point.
Carter Shirley, who's really impressed this year as a kicker, just coming out of nowhere, and it's up and good. We'll take a break. Vestavia on top with the opening drive touchdown, 7-0 over Homewood. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback, coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th, and also next spring, April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback, renew and refresh.
I want on-time service to be the home service company you can always trust. That involves every process and every person in our business, starting with me. It means you trust our technician to arrive at your home on time. You trust us to give you the cost of the job in writing before the work begins. And you trust us to fix what's broken. You've given us the opportunity to earn your trust. We could never ask for more than that.
Welcome back to Vestavia football. Carter Shirley kicks it away, and the Patriots return it to the 25. Flag down, and we'll see what that's about from the officials as they confer near the 20, and they got it pretty quickly here. We'll see. Might be a block at the back or a face mask, usually one of those two, depending on who it is. Let's take a look. It's a hold. Neither one, but it does back up the Patriots halfway to the goal line. There's our student cam. Look at there. You remember those days, Chad?
I love it. Great job by the young men and women who are helping with the broadcast. And here comes the Homewood offense, led by quarterback Woods Ray, the 3-year starter.
Woods Ray, who's pretty stocky himself, and he will run it. You'll have quarterback runs a lot tonight. This time he hands off, and he gets nowhere. There's a ton of Rebels there. Jordan Ross is there to help lead the charge. So 2nd down and 10 for the Patriots. They're going fairly quick themselves. Rebels showing a 5-man front right now. 3 of them without their hand in the dirt. And they back up, and now there is a flag. And I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, illegal procedure. So that movement by Vestavia caused the Patriots to jump.
Everything going right for the Rebels in the early going here.
That's Jacob Watson, who played his way into a starting lineup. He's standing up over the center. Not many nose guards stand up, but he's so fast, they don't want his hand in the dirt so he can get off blocks. And that's exactly what he did there, along with some help. The first to hit him was Watson. Helping clean up was Lane Wisenhunt, and they're really starting to enforce their will early, I know, but against Homewood.
And Watson, one of the big changes for the Vestavia defense this week. He moved from kind of a backup rover spot. He caused a fumble last week, showed up all over. They've moved into that nose guard spot, but as you said, standing up. Also, John Martin Richter, after playing mostly safety last week, he's moved to the weak side linebacker spot to start this ballgame.
Boy, here comes pressure from Wisenhunt and Jordan Ross. They make a sandwich, but somehow he gets the ball out, and it did not matter. As cleaning up, it looked like was John Martin Richter, who, as Chad said, is a starter. Now let's take a look and see what happened here, because the ball just came out, looked like it squibbed out of nowhere.
Great pressure by the Rebels. Andrew Sykes and Jordan Ross in the backfield. It's really an outstanding job by Ray just to get rid of the football, but then the Rebels are there to gobble up and end that play. Well done by the Vestavia defense on their first drive of the ball game.
So here comes a punt. Back deep is Gaines Johnson. And there's a fair catch. And so the Vestavia Rebels will have it well inside Homewood Patriot territory.
Vestavia coming back out, great field position to start this drive on the 34-yard line. After the last drive, they went 12 plays, 68 yards. All 68 of those yards were on the ground. Coach Evans said the real focus this week was 3rd and 4th down. On that drive, they were 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions.
We'll take a break. That was Grant Downey on the return. We'll take a break. Vestavia on top, 7-0. We'll be back.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I love to see them look in the mirror and see themselves several years ago. It reconnects them with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you see yourself again, all of a sudden you're not just reconnected with your face, you're reconnected with yourself, and it gives you a confidence.
John Paul Head drops back on the first play, and he had it there as he was trying to hit Collison in that flat. Just not enough mustard on it, but good play action to start it off. That could have been a big play.
Yeah, had an opportunity there. Good job by Parker Sansing in the secondary for Homewood. That ball just stayed up a little too long, and that's a tough throw. That's going from the left hash to the far sideline. That's the hardest throw in football, and just a tad bit late.
I call that kind of a double flank head. Again, it's just a power running formation. You see him skip and hop over the middle and would-be tacklers down to the 27-yard line. So another 8-yard jaunt for John Paul Head, and this is exactly what Robert Evans wanted to do. He thought they kind of got fancy last week, and he said, let's run it between the tackles with Head and say stop it.
I'd be hard-pressed to stop calling that play. Did a good job of following his blockers and getting those yards.
He gets it again. This time he looks like he's going to throw, and he does. Open is Richardson. He's got it for the touchdown. Richardson, 24 yards, a perfect throw from John Paul Head. And the Rebels go up by 2 touchdowns. Take a look.
Just a nice job of laying the ball out as you see Richardson behind 2 defenders and then go up and get it at its highest point. Makes the play. Good throw by Head. Nice play by Richardson. Vestavia's lined up to go for 2. And now they'll shift.
Just, hey, look, they got to put stuff on film, right? Carter Shirley will kick it away. And he puts it up and through. Robert Evans told me a few months ago he didn't have a kicker. He's changed his tune. We'll get into that story as we go. Timeout on the field, 14-0. Vestavia over Homewood. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher here, B.J. Milliken on the sidelines. And the Patriots will begin after the kickoff on the 24-yard line. There is Robert Evans, head coach of the Rebels, really wanting his first win tonight. He's up 14-0 in the first 6-7 minutes of this football game. Ray drops back, a little slant, and finds his man. And that was Jackson Paris on the catch from Ray. And Cohen Nelson was almost there.
Yeah, Nelson took a gamble. He took a gamble. Wasn't able to make the interception, but nice job of the Rebels by recovering. 2 really good receivers for Homewood. Number 5, Jackson Paris. Number 10, Charlie Reeves. Both returning starters and seniors.
Trips up top as you watch. They hand it off inside. Caleb Colbert, the backup tailback, but he has stood up and thrown back. Jordan Ross is there, as well as Sam Hansen, the outside backer.
Homewood's going to use 3 running backs tonight. Last week against John Carroll, they had 124 yards on 22 attempts. That's a 5.6 yard per carry average, but they're going to use Mondrell Odell, Caleb Colbert, and Jordan Kawoi. Odell had 51 yards last week. Colbert had 46.
Woods Ray, very athletic quarterback, very experienced, as we said, a 3-year starter for the Patriots. 2nd down and 13. He drops, got some time, going deep. Hand fighting back there, but there's going to be a flag, and I thought they might throw it. Michael Dobbs was there and had his hands on him. He wasn't pushing him, but he was maintaining contact, which is really good coaching, but they thought enough of it to throw the flag. Now, the outside official threw it. The inside official didn't, Chad, and they just conferred about it.
They just talked about it. I think it could have gone either way, but there was certainly contact there. It wasn't aggressive or violent contact, but there was just that touching, as you said, the entire time. And I think what helped get the call is Paris spun around 2 or 3 times trying to look for that football. And you see there actually the arm on Ray. I mean, he let that ball fly. That was a pretty ball that he threw. Good coverage, just some contact. That gets the flag, and that'll be a first down for Homewood after the enforcement of the penalty.
Dobbs played well last week with 7 tackles, but called for the pass interference there. Handoff Colbert up inside, and he is dropped down rudely. Jacob Watson. Now, let me tell you about Watson. He played baseball. Watch him on this tackle here. And his hamstring tore off from the bone. He had surgery in April. He just came back to practice the first week of August. and had a great game last week, and Evans told us, I got to put him out there.
Yeah, they want their best 11 on the field, and that's what they're aiming to do with the adjustments they've made this week.
Ray's got it. Ball fake. Great open field tackle. Look at Grant Downey, who had a pick last week. Watch him. Perfect for him.
You want to keep inside, keep contained. Don't let him outside. Look at that low leverage. Go for the thighs, make a big-time tackle. Nice job by Downey.
3rd down and 4. Football from the 46, 3:31 to go in the first quarter. Woods Ray, very talented, athletic, big quarterback, as you can see, for high school. And you see Jacob Watson standing at the nose guard position. It's bizarre looking. Ray throws, you see the arm, and there's great coverage by Downey. Now that was similar, but he got his hands up and away in time, Chad.
He did. Probably like to get your head around a little bit better, but he was on him perfectly. There's really no room at all to fit that football in. It's going to be a 4th down and 4, and Homewood's going to keep the offense on the field.
4th down and 4. The Patriots will go for it.
Vestavia going to be playing a lot of quarters coverage in the secondary, meaning 4 guys straight across, but that results in a lot of matchup situations, which you saw there.
Ray drops back. He's got a man wide open, and he overshoots him. Somebody got lost. I don't know if they thought it was man or zone, but something was there. And Robert Evans is going to make sure Cohen Nelson gets that right, because I tell you what, Jackson Paris was wide open for a touchdown if they get it to him.
Complete busted coverage by Vestavia on that play. That ball was just not there. That's a touchdown if it goes. And you see Coach Evans talking to Cohen Nelson, explaining to him where he should have been, and Coach heading right under the 10. I'm sure they'll draw that up on the screens and teach that immediately to make sure that doesn't happen again in this ball game.
1st and 10, Patriots from the 34. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, the Rebel Nation Sports Network. 14-0 Homewood, as you see. 3 minutes to go in the first. Handoff Tonsmeyer, and this time he gets wrapped up. That may be the best Homewood defensive play of the night, as the Patriots stop Tonsmeyer for maybe a yard gain.
And Homewood in a position now, down 14 in the early going in this ball game. They need to get a stop on this drive, or it might get away from them early.
John Paul Head delivers to Brady Johnson over the middle, and finally Brady Johnson gets a catch. He's the transfer from Carroll Lake High School in Texas, the same high school as Greg McElroy and other major Texas legends, and he gets his first catch as a Rebel. This time Tonsmeyer's dropped for about a 2-yard loss. Good pursuit.
So Tonsmeyer's had 2 carries on this drive. Nice pursuit and pressure by this Homewood Patriot defense. Go back to the catch by Johnson. Johnson's a big target. Really did a good job that time of getting in position and allowed Head to deliver the football for that 1st down. Now the 2nd down play.
Tonsmeyer, 10 carries, 35 yards last week. He's got about 20 or 15 on this one as he gets outside on the edge and makes the Patriots play. Good blocking at the point of attack.
And you see pursuing upfield a little too far is the Homewood defense. That allows Tonsmeyer to get underneath.
J.D. Livingston with a great block from his left guard position there. 3rd and 4, and Homewood is going to give it to him by jumping off sides, unless they say it was motion. Nope, offsides Homewood. So that is a Royal Automotive 1st down for the Patriots, given to them by, for the Rebels, given to them by the Patriots.
Halton Thomas, a strong side linebacker, was up on the line showing pressure on that 3rd down play, but he jumped across, and the Rebels pick it up the easy way.
1st down and 10. John Paul Head, this time Lockhart is flanked to his left, with Smith ahead of him. They fake it, Head inside, and he might get across the 40 before he was tackled there by Talton Thomas, an outside backer for the Patriots. 2nd down and 8.
And Homewood's done a good job of adjusting to those middle runs. They've clearly mixed up the defense a little bit to focus on that. That could potentially leave the outside open for the Rebels, which is where you've seen them go.
John Paul Head's got a man open as Daniels. It went right through his hands. I think it was there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was single coverage that time, thrown up hung up in the air for just a little bit. Daniels very aggressively running after the football, just unable to get his hands on that ball. Would have been a great effort. Was he able to get there, but just missed it by an inch or two.
Third down and 7. Here's the screen. They got blockers. Lockhart, he's down the sideline. Lockhart tripped up, still trying to go, but he just couldn't keep his balance, but he is inside the 10-yard line. Take a look.
What a great call. Flow goes to the right side. You have two blockers down the field. Just barely tripped him up right there at the 20. Dives inside the 10. Great call on the screenplay by Vestavia.
And flag on the play. Usually that's procedure. Let's see.
I don't know if the Rebels got set that time.
It is procedure on Vestavia Hills. Last week, 6 penalties. A couple were for motion that Robert Evans still don't have a great explanation about, but a pretty clean game for a first game.
Especially for a first game to only have 6 penalties, and again, 2 of them were on shifts that were questionable calls. There's the shift again. That's a much slower version of the shift than what we saw last week.
This time, though, they forgot to block a couple of guys, and John Paul Head is snuffed under. Will Kelwin is in there for Homewood to drop John Paul Head. So second down and goal from the 13.
He's got one-on-one out to the outside with Daniels.
John Paul Head drops. He's going to the corner. He's got a man, Caden Daniels. It is a touchdown. He didn't drop that one. He made sure he got 6. Caden Daniels with the touchdown pass from John Paul Head.
Said it right before the play. Daniels was lined up man-to-man on Parker Sensing. That's a mismatch with Daniels' speed. He took it, he ran inside as if he was going across the middle, then cut it back to the outside. Perfect throw that time by John Paul Head on the run. Daniels goes and gets it and gets his foot down for the touchdown.
Shirley on for the kick. It is up, and it is good. We will take a break. Vestavia is on top 21-0, threatening to run away with it. We're at the end of the quarter. And no, we're going to keep it here. We're going to keep it here for the state championships. So we've got the boys and girls tennis team, Chad, winning the state championships this year. And then the boys golf. So let's turn up the PA and hear what they have to say with the state champions. Alvin Briggs, the executive director of the High School Athletic Association, is here.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I just came from there and several years ago. It reconnects me with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you feel something and all of a sudden you're not just connected with your faith, it gives you the confidence. Your future is here at Birmingham.
All right, so we got a little mix-up there, but that we will recognize the boys and girls tennis team, the state champions here, coming up. So kicking it off will be Carter Shirley. And he kicks it off. Back deep, Jackson Paris has it, trying to find running room, but he's stuck there. Will Cox is in there to make the tackle for the Rebels, and that's where Homewood will set up offensively.
A little hiccup on the championship recognition, which we'll get right in just a second, but otherwise everything's going perfect for Vestavia.
That's the only thing.
The only thing that hasn't gone perfectly for the Rebels here tonight. Total yards so far in this ballgame through one quarter. Vestavia 168, Homewood 24. Just complete domination by Vestavia in the first quarter.
Yeah, they had a bad taste in their mouth after last week, and I didn't think they played that badly, but Robert Evans certainly has the Rebels returning in a angry fashion. There's a drop pass as Woods Ray was trying to get it out to Bruner. There's Robert. He's still involved defensively, but Sean Rainey, former head coach at Spain Park, there he is. Loves to call the defense too, and he likes to be on the field. I like a coordinator on the field defensively, don't you?
He does, and Coach Rainey and Coach Evans go way back. They coached together at Oak Mountain when Coach Rainey was the defensive coordinator there. They coached together at Hoover when Coach Rainey was the defensive coordinator there, and then when Coach Rainey moved to Spain Park as the head coach, Robert became the defensive coordinator at Hoover.
Woods Ray kicks it out to the right side. Good closing speed. And boy, look at all the Rebels that got there in a hurry. The first to get there was Sam Hansen. He missed the tackle, but then guys like Dobbs and others came over there to clean it up.
This Rebels defense is just all over the place tonight, and for Homewood, they've got to make plays. They dropped the ball in the first play, then the second one just gobbled up here on that stop. So now a 3rd and long for Homewood, which is the perfect spot for the Rebels. You can sit back, you can be comfortable, or do you turn up the pressure and try to force Ray to get rid of the football before he wants to?
3rd down, and they've got to get to the 32-yard line or beyond. So it's 16 yards they've got to negotiate here. Ray drops back, getting pressured, throws a rocket over the middle. It's a good catch, but it'll be about 6 yards shy as he found Hunter Drake over there on the seam. But again, it'll be 4th down and maybe even 7.
And that time, Vestavia dropped 6. They only rushed 3 and then had 2 kind of in the flats for any type of short pass. So you keep everything in front of you on 4th down, force the punt, and get your offense the ball back.
So Downey is back to get the kick for the Rebels. Again, he had an interception near the end zone last week, played pretty well. Here comes the left-footed jaunt. It should be returnable. Downey gets a good block initially and goes up the middle, but they'll throw a flag on that. Trying to get the block, it looked like, for the Patriots, and I thought it was a pretty good block from my angle, but Chase Rose, or it could have been Fisher Freeman, was there, and they call a block in the back, I guess.
Yeah, instead of having the ball close to midfield, that's going to back Vestavia up all the way to the 31-yard line.
Return. Block in the back. 3-yard penalty. 1st down.
Block in the back there. 2nd down. Excuse me, 1st down in the 2nd quarter, I should say. 10:06 to go in the quarter. John Paul Head fires. He's got his man, and is that Tucker Smitha with a nice catch over there on the flank. And again, he threw it on the outside shoulder, Chad, the only place he could put it. Nice throw.
That's a good throw. Heck of a catch by Smitha. He actually had Daniels running down the hash open as well.
Here's that spread formation that there's a flag coming in. Tonsmeyer got it, but only got 4 or 5, but they threw a flag very late. We'll see what this is about.
It's going to be holding against Vestavia out there on the edge. I would imagine Homewood's going to back him up.
So that'll back up the Rebels.
And that's hard to do when you go in the secondary, and those secondary folks are looking in the backfield. They see where the receiver's going, and as you're the blocking receiver, it's really, really tough to not get out and reach. That's what happens. That's what brought out the flag. Now we're going to have another flag, or at least a stoppage in play.
We got trips up top on that formation before the whistle blew to stop it. It'll be 2nd down and about 18. They've got to get to the Homewood 45 to get a 1st down. Really about 18 yards.
So the question was over the down. The line
yes,
judge
1st down now. That's
tried
right.
to change it to 2nd, but the previous play was a 1st down.
Right. Tucker Smitha did have the 1st down on that last catch.
Correct.
So it is 1st down after the penalty. Tonsmeyer takes it right side. He's got running room. He's close to the 50, so he gets about 11 of that back with some good blocking on the edge and some good speed by Tonsmeyer.
And that's a nice play call. It was what
Another
seems
flag,
like a passing down. You run the ball, but this one's going to come back as well. Goodness gracious.
Wow, that's 3 flags in a row, right? Or 2. So another hold on Vestavia, and Robert Evans a little bit concerned, trying to get an explanation on that. So now it's first down and forever. Student Cam getting some of the color action that you won't see anywhere else.
And another great crowd here tonight. Last week it was between 7,000 and 8,000 was the attendance. Just a phenomenal atmosphere, and another great atmosphere tonight.
John Paul Head rolls. He's got a man open. It's Richardson. He's got it. Richardson will run to downtown Birmingham for the touchdown. Flags are down, however. 71 yards. A flag is down. If that's against Vestavia, it'll be the 4th penalty in a row. We'll see.
It is.
It was a beautiful play, and he threw it beautifully to Richardson, but it's all coming back. Wow, ineligible receiver downfield, so a highlight play goes for naught. Look good for the live stream, folks.
I know we had the replay earlier. Don't know if we have it again, maybe from a wide shot, if we could see. Obviously, on a pass play, the offensive lineman cannot go downfield. They have to stay there around the line of scrimmage. You have a 3-yard cushion, but you can't take off downfield. So that's what the officials will be calling. Either that, or they could say the receiver was covered, but they might explain that if that was the situation.
I would think they would, right?
But just a beautiful throw and catch from Head.
I'm sorry, you won't believe this, Chad. It's well, you would believe it. You're here watching it. They got to get to the Homewood 45. They started on the 25. That's 35 yards. 1st and 35. They get a good chunk there. As John Paul Head finds John.
We've got another
Freelow.
flag. Goodness gracious.
Another flag. John Freelow was on that catch.
And I think 4 of the 5 flags have been on the side judge from the Homewood sideline.
Illegal formation.
And that's another illegal formation now.
And Robert's going to call a timeout right here, which is really smart. He's going to want an explanation from the officials, and he's going to talk to his kids. Let's get this right.
Robert Evans on the field. We'll take a break and come back. 21-0, 9:05 to go in the second quarter. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network. All right, here is the state championship, boys and girls. This is the girls first for the girls and boys state tennis championship. That's the boys obviously there. They're going to take a picture. Congratulations to them, Alvin Briggs.
Pretty cool for the executive director of the AHSAA to come all the way up here to present that trophy there to the boys tennis team. And now the girls tennis team being presented. There's the girls' tennis team.
Yeah, look at them. All happy. State champions. We won it on both sides. Again, Alvin Briggs there. The girls and boys state championships, and we're not done.
We got one more team to recognize here.
And we got the boys golf team with the state championship, and there's some kind of confusion because we ran a play there as well. So
I think that was tennis there at the end. I think it was golf at the front. We had boys golf, we had girls tennis, and boys tennis, all won state championships. All congratulations to those teams.
All right. Absolutely. Second down and too much to even talk about. John Paul Head's got a man wide open. It's Caden Daniels. He's already got a touchdown. Makes a move. He's down the sidelines. Will they catch him? No! Caden Daniels, touchdown.
Head sits in the pocket, delivers. You see Daniels wide open, busted coverage by the Patriots. Looks like he might have a shot to get him there. He cuts back, and then uses the speed. Good job switching the hand to the outside. Daniels there at the 10, gets contact, keeps fighting forward, dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
I thought they would catch him, to be honest, but he goes in for 70-plus yards. Shirley on for the touchdown. The Rebels are running away, 28-0 with 8:26 to go in the second quarter. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th, and also next spring, April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Kickoff brought back by the Patriots to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Patriots will set up shop. We'll go to B.J. Milliken in just a moment and get what's happening down there. Maybe he's got a watch on him where he can kind of help out here. Robert Evans is confused. We're confused up here. We'll go to B.J. in 1 second after this play and see what's going on. But that was a bizarre sequence. 4 or 5 penalties in a row. First and 45. A touchdown. It was called back. They throw another touchdown. There's people on the field that I'm worn out.
Me too. And we're just in the second quarter.
Yeah, I need to sit down. I need to lay down. All right, Woodsbury, the quarterback. Patriots trying to, I think they want to keep the ball a little while, but they're not keeping anything. Not with a great play by John Martin Richter coming up to belt down the running back there.
Richter showed up over and over last week, and look at that play. Takes on the block, sheds it, gets in the backfield, makes a big-time tackle. Richter with a big-time start to this football season.
BJ, I hope you have a watch. And BJ may not can hear us. There's a batted down ball, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, but Jordan Ross got his big mitts up to knock that down, so it'll be 3rd down and 12.
And that second down play is indicative of why first down is so important. The big play by Richter, a loss of a yard. That means on second down, Vestavia can rush 3, drop 8, which means there's nowhere for Ray to throw the football, get your hands up, deflect it. And so that now puts you in a 3rd and long situation, which you will live with all day long.
Third down and 12.
Going to back Homewood up 5 more yards. Going to be a false start by King Walker. And that's because Vestavia showed pressure, showed as if they were going to bring linebackers blitzing on that play. Walker jumped, and that's going to make it a 3rd and 16. And I would imagine you probably see Rebels drop back this time, try to keep everything in front.
3rd down and about 16. Ray drops, rolls, got a man open. Boy, that's a great throw for the first down over there as he finds his target. And you see the way he can maneuver, keep his shoulders square to deliver the football.
Shows you what a mobile quarterback will do. Ray was able to avoid the rush. You saw him step as he's running full speed towards the line of scrimmage and delivered a strike.
First down and 10. Low snap. He gets it. The timing kind of gave him a nice hole there, where he was drugged down by Richter. but not before he gets about 8 yards on the play.
Nice run by Montrell Odell. As the ball hit the ground, the Vestavia defenders froze for just a second. Ray continues to play, gets the ball to Odell, and that's a nice 6-yard gain on first down.
2nd down and 4. Handoff again and whistles now on the play. Let's go down to B.J. Milliken and see what he has to say.
Yeah, it seems like the Rebels have just been shot out of a cannon, both offensively and defensively. All this week, they talked about being on the revenge tour, and they are certainly playing that way tonight against Homewood.
All right, B.J., we will get to him. We're having some technical difficulties, but he is there. 2nd down and about 9. Football at the 41 on the far hash as you're watching. Woods Ray, quarterback for the Homewood Patriots. He's a good one. 3-year starter. Hands off inside. Boy, nice penetration there. And
ball came out.
The ball came out. I didn't see it come out. Let's see who's got it. Vestavia is saying they got it, but the first man there was Lane Wisenhunt. And the Rebels do have it. Lane Wisenhunt got in there, and I think we have it on replay. Let's take a look, Chad.
Wisenhunt with the hit. As he's coming down, the ball comes out, and that's Sam Hansen there to recover the fumble, and another big play by this Vestavia defense. I think we're taking our heat timeout here with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Just a great play by Wisenhunt.
Let's take a 1-minute break real quickly. The Rebels on top, 28-0.
Cross me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire. City on fire. City on fire. Coming from the rock, the home of the drillers. I'ma buy a home next to your home if I miss you. Who put this together? Me, that's who. We did it all, but what they really do. Say the pep talk and the tech talk. I'm about to set it off. I'm about to set it off. Mind running laps, but I could barely walk. They say we never make it. That's what you thought. Cross me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire. City on fire.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I love to see them look in the mirror and see themselves several years ago. It reconnects them with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you see yourself again, all of a sudden you're not just reconnected with your face, you're reconnected with yourself, and it gives you a confidence.
All right, the Rebels up by 28-0. They ran a play. It looked like Ross caught it, and it was going to be about a 20-yard gain, but another flag is down.
It's
and again,
almost a
from
theme.
the far official.
Yeah, it's another big catch by the Rebels. It's another flag by the line judge. So that's going to back Vestavia up. I can't tell if this is movement. Is it alignment? We're just getting a brief call, and so we're not getting a clear explanation of what the calls are, but it seems to be the same thing over and over against Vestavia.
Tonsmeyer on the outside. Got a good block there. Richardson with a nice kick-out block. And Tonsmeyer will get back a little bit past the original line of scrimmage and pick up about 6 or 7 to make it 2nd and 8.
And Tonsmeyer took a shot. He's come over to the sidelines after that play, hunched over a little bit.
Handoff. Lockhart around the right end, and he'll get the first down there. Let's take a look again. Jack Lockhart around that right side. He's getting a lot of playing time this week.
Well, he's taking advantage of it, too. That puts him over 40 yards on the night. Also had the big catch on the screen pass.
John Paul Head drops back. He's got tons of time. Throwing on the run. He's got his man. Did he get a foot down? No, he didn't. And you would have said he should have thrown it earlier, but he was covered well, so he threw it at the right time.
And let's watch in the end zone, see if you get a little push. Watch right there. Watch right there at the end of the play. Do you get a push? The foot definitely landed out of bounds, so good call by the officials there.
Good
but I'll take
work.
that.
Good
If your
camera
head,
work,
yeah, put it where only your guy can catch it. Throw it to the sideline. So you put the ball out there, let your guy go make a play, just unable to bring it down.
Second down and 10. Good play on first down, so they'll run it here. Tonsmeyer's got a great hole. No, that's actually Lockhart, and he'll get 8 over there. Again, great interior blocking. I think Elliott Ross threw a good block there, too. They're really shielding their guys, aren't they, on those gassing runs that they've got going on. Lockhart again inside. He's got the first down. He's still going, and he's down to the 12-yard line. More tough blocking. Tucker Smitha leading the way. Watch the offensive line.
Great push by Smitha, and then Lockhart staying underneath his pads, getting a push. As you said, getting to the 12-yard line. Here he goes again.
Lockhart on the right guard. He's got another hole and another big gain down to the 7-yard line.
And this is the difference in last week and this week. Is last week Vestavia was not able to win that line of scrimmage at the point of contact. They are doing that here this week. Got another stoppage in play as Lockhart comes to the sideline. Got a Patriot player down.
All right, so 28-0, 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in this second quarter. And the Patriots with an injured Patriot on the sideline. And let's go down to B.J. Milliken with another report. Oh, BJ's having a little issues with the microphone and the receiver to get up with us, so we'll keep it here. 28-0, 4:06 to go in the second quarter.
Looked like that was Talton Thomas, the linebacker that came off the field, limping for Homewood. Looks like a cramp. They're treating him, so hopefully he's okay. Vestavia with a second down at the 7-yard line.
Second and 5, very tight formation. The split is probably 6 inches with a lineman. John Paul Head has it. He's just going to run it right side. Tucker Smith leading the way. I think he's got the touchdown. They're going to give it to him? Boy, it looked like he was over the line there. Wow. Let's
Just
take a look at
shy.
that again, because it looked like he was over the line. Take a look.
Nice job of leaping over the defender and then falling forward. I think it was a little bit short. He fell on his left arm, and the ball was in his right arm. Here he goes again.
So now they scored easily there as the ball was placed on about the half-yard line. So the Rebels get the touchdown. And now they go up 34-0. We missed the touchdown there, showing you the replay, but it was a half-yard. John Paul Head just pushed through to the end zone. So Carter Shirley on for the extra point, and he kicks it up and good. 35-0. Vestavia on top, 3:24. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
City on fire. City on fire. Coming from the rock, the home of the drillers. I'ma buy a home next to your home if I miss you. Who put this together? Me, that's who. We did it all with what they really do. Say the pep talk and the TED talk. I'm about to set it off. I'm about to set it off. Mind running laps, so I could barely walk. They say we never make it. That's what you thought. Cross me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
There's a return again, and we're missing all the kickoffs. We apologize, folks, but everything's fast tonight. I mean, they're not holding. There's 30 seconds between possessions, and it's crazy here, but we're not going to argue because it's 35-0. Rebels on top of the Patriots here in game 2 of the Robert Evans era.
Yeah, the officials are going very, very quickly. There's a pretty standard set time frame that you're
They
supposed
must
to
have
follow.
somewhere to be or
Yeah,
something.
they're getting back out there and going before that time goes by. So we apologize for the quick return.
We got to get the commercials in, obviously. There's a little swing pass. Another good play there. Boy, Sam Hansen was getting blocked, but he got off his man enough to trip up the receiver. And I think that was Hunter Drake coming around in, so he held him to 4.
First off, got a pretty cool back part of his shoulder pass for Jordan Kawhi. Got a shiny red. That's kind of cool for Homewood, number 1. But another big tackle by Vestavia. I think this is a big drive if you're Coach Evans. You're up big. You don't want your defense to relax. You want them to continue to play hard, to put the pressure on this Homewood defense. Do not give an inch on this last drive, what's likely the last drive of this first half.
Wheeler Smith is in at the nose guard now. He was last week's starter. Richter coming in, providing pressure, and he made the running back go to a certain hole, and he ran into the arms of Andrew Sykes. Watch him. He had to stutter there, and then Sykes was there to clean him up.
Sykes has had a great game so far tonight. Houston Owen in on the tackle as well.
Third down and 6. And a misfire Beret. I don't think he's not played well. I just think the Vestavia defense has played better.
Yeah, that's a misfire there. He rushed that one, but the reason he rushed it is because there's been so much pressure in the backfield for Vestavia all night long. And you could tell Ray's running. He's rushing out to the left side. He's like, I got to get rid of the football. And he just threw it too early, despite the fact that he had some time and had some space. Delivered it low, incomplete. And now Vestavia's going to get the ball back again with just under 2 minutes left, 1 minute and 54 seconds. The Rebels still have 2 timeouts, and they're going to get pretty decent field position near midfield.
Yeah, and 1 minute 54 is an eternity. So back deep is Downey, and he's caught it at the 34, and he's going to be down pretty much right there. No return on that one, and here come the Rebels again, 35-0. Vestavia Hills on top of Homewood.
And this is where you want to forget the score, forget the situation. You're going to work the clock, and you're going to work your offense. See if you can't go down the field, practice the 2-minute drill early in this season, and try to get more points on the board.
John Paul Head runs it outside. He's got running room down the sideline, still on his feet, down to the 41-yard line. So that's a gain of about 27 yards for John Paul Head.
What looked like a conservative play call on first down turns into a big-time run.
Royal Automotive first down. Second down and 10. John Paul Head thought he's going to run, fires it, he's got a man open. Mollison, he's down to the 10-yard line. 32-yard strike on the play action. Beautiful play.
And when you're running it as well as you are, any kind of play action is going to hold those linebackers for just a second. That allows Mollison to get behind them in between both safeties, and a well-thrown ball by John Paul Head. Vestavia is now thrown for 203 yards on the night. They run for 163.
Tonsmeyer outside for the touchdown. Great blocking, and Tonsmeyer gets in for the, what? Are they saying he did not score?
Oh, no.
You got to be kidding me.
From my eyes, he was clearly in the end zone.
You got to be kidding me. Here's the
replay.
replay.
Watch it here again. Tonsmeyer to the
I didn't think there was
outside.
a question about it.
Gets inside.
How's he not in the end zone?
He is clearly in the end zone there. That's a touchdown, Vestavia. And they're going to call a touchback. That's just wrong.
Well, I guess they said because the ball came out, but he's over the line.
He is in the end zone. That is a obvious touchdown for Vestavia. Let's run that replay one more time,
Yeah,
if we can.
Maybe they'll take it on the big board again.
Let's run it on the, here we go, coming to the outside.
Slow it down, slow it down.
He's in the end zone before that ball comes loose.
He's 2 yards in the end zone. That is not a good call by these officials tonight. That's embarrassing.
No replay in high school football. Obviously, we have replays here.
Wow.
You don't get them all right, but they just missed that one.
I don't think it will cost Vestavia a football game, but that's That's not good. And we're not the kind that harp on officiating, but he was 2 yards past the goal line.
That's correct.
Minute 8. So the Rebels scored in about 42 seconds. Inside, the Patriots start again at the 20 now, and they've got a very close play for a first down, about 9 yards there as Jordan Ross took down his man. And I think the Patriots are happy to let this run out and try to go in and see what happened at the half.
Yeah, I just think you're ready to get this half over with and regroup and try to get something positive in the second half. Just get this half over with.
Second down and 1, and he will get the first down, but it was pretty tough going there. As the Rebels really, you could see the pursuit there, Richter and others there.
Total
Some
yards.
of the backups there, yep.
Total yards on the night. Vestavia, 375 yards in the first half. Homewood, just 71. And sometimes stats could be misleading. That one's pretty straightforward.
They're going to let it run out. So the Rebels it's not 41-0, it's 35-0. And the Rebels really dominate the first half. B.J. Milliken will have Robert Evans with the halftime interview. And we'll go to B.J. here in just a moment as Robert is getting close to him, and he's got him now.
Coach, not a lot went wrong in that first half. What do you say to him at halftime?
Well, we got a lot of stuff to fix. We got probably 8 or 10 penalties. You know, we fumbled at the end. Should have been up 42-0. And, you know, our guys that practice every day deserve to play. We need to score 1 or 2 more times and get those guys some quality reps.
Were you happy to see him come out with a lot of fire, a lot of passion?
Yes, that was the emphasis this week. Start fast. We got to finish strong. I got a lot of respect for Homewood. We're playing good right now, hitting big plays, and that's the nature of this game. We got to hit explosive plays to be successful.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, B.J. Milliken, Chad Pilcher here. We've got the interview with Todd Freeman coming up, the superintendent for Vestavia. We'll take a break, come back. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
All right, there you have it, 35-0. The Rebels on top of Homewood by 5 touchdowns, and the Homewood band is out there now, and we're joined by Dr. Todd Freeman, the superintendent of the Vestavia City Schools. Man, we're happy to have you here as our guest. We're not really a guest. This is your home school.
I'm glad to be here, Scott. I appreciate it.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's a great night.
So what does the high school mean, do you think, in the community from your standpoint?
Well, I was telling someone the other day, I've lived in several communities, and some that really embrace the Friday night spirit, some others maybe less so. You see Vestavia Rebel gear everywhere. And so it just kind of descends itself into the stadium on Friday night, the spirit. So you see all kind of age ranges.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of alumni are back here. It is truly a community event.
So there's a ton of middle schools now, obviously, as Vestavia has broadened their footprint, still one high school. Has that been problematic at all in trying to get those schools to grow with just the one high school here? Or how big can this place get? Do you have enough room?
Yeah, well, we're fortunate. The board did a nice job. It was really before I came here in the purchase of a campus from Hoover City Schools Berry, which is now possessed. That allowed us to take our freshmen off this campus and move to the old middle school. So we're able to really accommodate growth now for both our middle schools that come to the freshman campus and up. And that's a really good thing because there is great value in a one high school community.
Oh, yeah. What is that value? What kind of?
Well, it's togetherness. And inherently, and even in middle schools, there's always going to be a little bit of competition when you blend. Elementary schools, you have that. But, your crowning jewel in a school system is your high school. And so everything points there, and they all get to that point. And the more you can be unified and together, that one high school just has great meaning.
What can you do to get better? I know you embrace what you have and what you do well, but it's kind of like athletics, right? You always want to see what you want to do to get better. So what is your thoughts on that?
Well, it's important for a community like ours and a school system like ours that is a high-performing place and has been successful for many years, the 50-plus years in our school system, is always willing to say that there's a place we can grow. There's always room to improve. And so high expectations, when they're met, that means we raise the bar for higher expectations. And so it's just a mindset that we're never going to be satisfied. We want to keep pushing higher and higher.
And a lot of that has to do with the quality of teachers, which I know is very important to you guys. You guys don't really lose a ton of teachers that I know of, but how is that realm important, even on the middle school level on up to the high school level?
It's the absolute key. And the way we're successful is how our teachers handle our business in the classroom. They are the key to success. They're the single greatest factor in achievement inside a school building. And so when you partner that with a community that buys into education, that's it. That's the secret sauce, our teachers. And boy, we have good ones. I'm a parent as well, so I get to see it from the parent side, and they are just exemplary what they do in our classrooms every day.
What do you look for in a teacher when you're
love kids. Love kids.
Okay.
We can do something there. If you love children, there are things we can teach and grow in. But the next thing, of course, is that they're excellent in their craft. And, just the overall wanting to be committed and pull those two things together. So we always can grow. But if you love children, and you're willing to grow in your profession, that's the key pieces that we're looking for. And we're fortunately still able to attract a lot of really good talent into our system. We're able to retain at a high percentage, higher than most systems. That's becoming more of a challenge, Scott, but we are able to do that. And a lot of that is the value that this school system has in the community, but across our state.
There's a lot of allure, for sure, to the Vestavia Hills Rebels. Dr. Fried, thank you for stopping by. We hope to see you again.
Appreciate
Superintendent of the Vestavia Hills City School System, Scott Griffin here. We will take a break. We'll come back with more. The Vestavia Band coming up and much more. 35-0. Rebels shutting out the Patriots. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
I want on-time service to be the home service company you can always trust. That involves every process and every person in our business, starting with me. It means you trust our technician to arrive at your home on time. You trust us to give you the cost of the job in writing before the work begins. And you trust us to fix what's broken. You've given us the opportunity to earn your trust. We could never ask for more than that.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I love to see them look in the mirror and see themselves several years ago. It reconnects them with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you see yourself again, all of a sudden you're not just reconnected with your face, you're reconnected with yourself, and it gives you a confidence.
$35-0 here at the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, the Vestavia band about to begin, and we'll get out of their way, but a raucous first half for the Rebels.
Great half. Look at the stats. 375 total yards for Vestavia, only 71 for Homewood. A great crowd. Rain has started to fall just a little, so some folks headed to the exits, but right now we'll turn down and enjoy the Vestavia marching band.
For your halftime entertainment, the Vestavia Hills High School Marching Band. The band is directed by Mr. Joy Horton, and Associate Director is Mrs. Heather Palmer. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Luke Papalardo and Catherine Contreras and Prudence Rashira. Field captains are Laura Matthews, Samuel Chan, and Ashlyn Berry. Majorette captains Erin Mason. Co-captains are Amy Locks and Sophie Rose Morris. Color guard captains are Miriam Kamano, Madison Daniel, Hayden Thompson, and Charlie Spencer. Rockette co-captain is Isabel Jackson. Rockette captain is Sarah Jane Richardson. Tonight, we present a portion of our 2022 show entitled Caroline Experiment. This year's show highlights the classic Neil Diamond tune, Sweet Caroline. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. Mrs. Aaron Dearman and Mrs. Jenny Spratman. Majorette sponsor is Miss Andrea Burris. Rockette sponsor is Mrs. Angie Richardson.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I love to see them look in the mirror and see themselves several years ago. It reconnects them with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you see yourself again, all of a sudden you're not just reconnected with your face, you're reconnected with yourself, and it gives you a confidence.
We're building on-time service to become Alabama's most trusted company. With air conditioning technicians, plumbers, electricians, and appliance repairmen you can trust. Technicians who won't try to sell you things you don't need, who are honest in figuring out the problem and repairing it, and are backed by the on-time service satisfaction guarantee. You can trust the on-time service technician to do the right thing.
Me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire. City on fire. City on fire. Coming from the rock, the home of the drillers. I'ma buy a home next to your home if I miss you. Who put this together? Me, that's who. We did it all, but what they really do. Say the pep talk and the TED talk. I'm about to set it off.
Welcome back to Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher. The score 35-0. Vestavia on top, and Chad, total yardage, just an obliteration. The Rebels with 375 total yards. Homewood 71.
Complete domination. Coach Robert Evans said he wanted his football team to come out rushing the football, and that's all they did on that first drive. As you look at the stats now, 27 carries, 172 yards. They've thrown it well, and that's 203 yards for Vestavia through the air, not counting the touchdown that was called back. I mean, the number of plays that were called back. You had a touchdown run by Tunsmeyer that he got into the end zone and then fumbled. They called it a fumble and a touchback, so those points came off the board. So you're sitting at 35-0, should be 42-0. And I think what you're going to see is Vestavia's going to get a lot of players in the game this second half. I'll be interested to see, does Coach Evans put the starters back out to begin this half, or does he go immediately to the reserves? And then for Homewood and your head coach, Ben Bergeson, you're just telling your kids, I don't think it's worth getting excited and yelling and screaming. It's just like, hey, that's over. We got to get better. That's not okay, and let's focus on us this half. Forget that half, and let's try to get better. So kind of two different approaches for these football teams. But going back to Coach Evans, he really wanted to see his guys show up on 3rd and 4th down in the first half. Vestavia 5 of 5 offensively on 3rd down, and they held Homewood to just 1 of 4 on 3rd down. So everything that Coach Evans and this Vestavia team wanted to do, they've done it here in this first half. He has to be thrilled. Now he's going to point out the things that could be done better, because that's what head coaches do. But this was a great half for this team, and I love how Coach Evans is so in tune with what's going on. As he was talking to BJ going off the half, he said, well, we had 8 or 10 penalties, and what do you know? He was dead on the number. Vestavia had 8 penalties for 66 yards. Some of those were a little bit confusing and came almost on the same drive, just back to back to back to back. That's where you saw Coach Evans call a timeout, talk through it with both the officials and his team. So definitely want to see that cleaned up as you go forward. But I think overall, you just have to tip your hat to these young men. After coming after a tough loss to a very good football team, they came out and played incredible here in this first half.
172 yards rushing for Vestavia, holding Homewood to 31. So really a dominating first half by the Vestavia Hills Rebels. Should see, a lot of the backups coming in, but it's so early in the season, you don't want to do too much of that, because you're still kind of getting your, we're only in game 2 of running the offense and defense, right? So there's a There's a gray area there.
That's
but,
right.
But you want to get guys playing time.
You don't know how many opportunities you're going to have to get all these guys in, and what coaches say is, look, those guys practice all week as well. I want to get them an opportunity when they're able to do so. So I think you may see a first drive with the starters, but then you'll see a number of guys come in the ballgame.
Patriots 1-0, again in the top 10 in 6A, as you saw. Vestavia with a loss last week to Mountain Brook, 24-14, hoping to go 1-1 on the year. As Chad said, it should be 42-0 because they totally took away a touchdown where Tonsmeyer was in the end zone by 2 yards, and they did not give it to him. So, and we love the student cam there, people milling around, some of the Vestavia Hills people getting some shots there.
Give you some
There's
scores.
Color guard mama there. You got some scores?
Yeah, give you some scores across the state. Last week, really shocking that Hoover, Thompson, and Hewitt-Trussville, all three lost. Those are the teams in Region 3 that are favored. They all lost last week. So far tonight, Hoover's playing Bartlett, Tennessee. They're up 42-7 at the half. Hewitt-Trussville playing Gadsden City. They're up 33-0 at the half. That Auburn team that beat Hoover, they're up 21-7 versus Enterprise. Spain Park leading Briarwood 6-0. And Mountain Brook, who beat Vestavia last week, they're up 21-7 over James Clemens.
James Clemens normally a pretty good football team in the Huntsville area. So the Rebels will kick it off this half. Carter Shirley. You see how small he is there. Let me tell you, Robert Evans said this summer, every time he came out to run around the track, Carter Shirley was out here kicking alone. He would kick 2 balls for field goals. He's never kicked in a game till now. And then he had a soccer ball, which he's an elite soccer player, and he would dribble the soccer ball down to go get the footballs and do it over and over and over every day. And he's turned himself into a really good kicker. Look at his kicks. That's at the 1 yard line. Fumbled and is brought out to the 20, but Carter Shirley's never kicked, and he's really doing a nice job.
And didn't get an opportunity to kick any extra points or field goals last week, but this week he's perfect on his extra points. He had 2 touchbacks last week. He kicked that one, as you said, right to the 1 yard line. He's been an incredible surprise for this Vestavia football team and filled a void that they were worried. Who's going to fill that position? And it's just a young man that, as you said, is an incredibly talented soccer player, was interested in playing football, and spent all summer turning himself into a kicker.
We've got some rain coming down now, so it's good to have a lead, right? 35-0 in the slippery conditions. Homewood gets a low snap. Oh boy, look at that right there. Andrew Sykes, with his blocker on his hips, stops the Patriots immediately. Watch him up top. Just the swim move to get there in a hurry.
Get across the face of the offensive lineman, fly into the backfield, the big hit and the big stop.
There's the rain coming down. Good shots by our camera crew. 35-0, second down and 12. A lot of the crowd saying, we're going to get out of here. It's 35-0. We're not staying in the rain. Ray drops back, throws it up for grabs, and nobody there. As he threw it into the Vestavia sideline, and that'll be third down and 12.
To answer the question we posed earlier, Vestavia still has their starters on the field, so don't want your guys to relax. You bring them back out for this first drive and a good start on these first 2 plays of the second half.
Robert Evans standing in the rain there with his coaching staff and players. Third down and 12. Vestavia with the blitz from the outside. A handoff, a good call against the blitz. But he'll be short of the first down as Gage Johnson tripped up the running back. You'll see there, playing off his block, and they'll be about 4 yards shy.
Vestavia brought pressure, but actually only had a couple of guys on the line of scrimmage, had 5 or 6 guys standing in the spot where the linebackers are, and then at the last minute threw 2 forwards, who ended up rushing 4. As you said, good play call by Homewood, but a nice stop by Vestavia with it being a 3rd and long, and now forced Homewood to punt it away.
Downey will get the kick. It'll be wet. He'll let it bounce And Homewood will deaden it right at the 35-yard line. We're glad you're watching here. This presentation brought to you in part by On Time Service, the lovely folks there at On Time Service. You see their logo in the top right corner. We could not make it happen without On Time Service. Doesn't hurt as well. There's the student camp. Seeing what's happening in the stands. There's the cheerleaders. Students all getting in the rain. They're still fired up. Vestavia with the first offensive play, and Tonsmeyer will get about 5 on the right side, and it'll be second down. Now, people might wonder, well, why aren't you slowing down? You're 35-0. You do what you do, right?
Yeah, and you're doing it with a new quarterback in. Luke Turner, the junior quarterback, now in for the Rebels.
Turner, who's not bad. I mean, Robert Evans feels very confident there, and now he gets some good in-game reps, which is invaluable to his development. Tonsmeyer there got a little face mask action there, but not called, was it?
Good shot by the camera crew.
Turner, there's the screen, Tonsmeyer, and he's dropped immediately. Nice play on that side by Adam Parker, the outside backer. And it'll be 4th and 8. So they went in a hurry, and they get off in a hurry, as sometimes happens with the backup QB in, but not saying it's his fault at all. Luke just getting some reps and trying to make it happen here in the rain.
Well, on that play, you run the screen play, you release the offensive lineman down the field. They can get down the field on a screen because the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. At that time, lineman just missed the block. The Homewood defender got around to make the tackle.
4th and 8. It's the first punt that I recall of Downey kicking it away. Low squabbler, and it's going to roll forever. And they'll let it roll forever before they deaden it at the 16-yard line. So a nice punt there. About 46 yards. Some of the fans braving the rain. And I think he's saying, honey, do we leave? It's 35-0. What are we doing? Check the weather.
Prepared.
Check the weather. What are we doing?
Is it going to stop? Yeah, it's raining.
1st and 10. Robert Evans doesn't mind. He's out there coaching his team. Ray in the spread. Ball's been snapped low a lot of times, throwing off his timing. Don't you think? He's got to bend down to get it, then get up to read it, and it just throws off the play a little bit. They're having trouble getting the exchange between Taylor Lemon and Woods Ray.
Yeah, and Ray just hasn't had the night that we expected to see for him. So far, 7 of 14 through the air. He needed to have a big night to give the Patriots a chance to win this ball game. It just hadn't happened, and a lot of that is because of what Vestavia's defense has done.
Second down and 10. They throw it out, and it's incomplete. They tried to find Jackson Paris out there.
And that's an example of that was not Ray's fault. I mean, the water, the rain probably played a little bit into that, but that was a slip screen where you had the numbers. You had a good setup there against the Vestavia defense. Ball was thrown a little bit high and through the hands of the receiver.
Good crowd on hand. The students, they don't care about the rain. They're here to watch the Rebels up 35-0. 3rd down and 10. Ray drops back, rolling right, getting pressure, finds his man. He's stuck right there. Stuck down at the 17-yard line by Sam Hansen. Let's go to B.J. Milliken on the sidelines.
Well, Griff, despite the score, a lot of starters still in the game for the Rebels. One of them is Andrew Sykes, who is also a wrestler on the Vestavia wrestling team. He told me earlier this week there's a lot of skill transfer from wrestling to playing defensive end. A lot of leverage, a lot of body awareness, and he's had a heck of a first half, and he carried it over into the second half so far.
Yeah, that's good stuff. They got a lot of two-sport athletes down there, and it does help, Chad. I know that's what you were at Ole Miss, and obviously in high school, football and baseball, it gave you a break, did it not?
I'll tell you, there's a lot of push for specialization, and you've hit my...
I hate that.
You've got it. I'll get on my soapbox. I hate it as well. I was very fortunate. I was able to do 2 sports in college. I don't necessarily recommend that because it's hard to be as good at either that you want to do, but I played with a couple other guys who did it, and they were elite athletes, and they were able to do it very successfully and continue playing. If you're a young kid, high school and below, play multiple sports. And if you're out there and you're a coach or you're a parent and you're telling kids to play just one, stop. Let them play as many sports as they can.
Luke Turner fakes it, rolling right. He'll throw a pass, and he's got his first pass completion there. And it's near a first down as he found his man John Freelow, who had a catch earlier in the half, erased by a penalty, but Freelow gets his first catch of the year.
And did a nice job of going down sliding to catch that ball.
He'll give him 9 on that. Turner again on 2nd and 1, this time snowed under. They blitzed him, and Talton Thomas was there to take down Luke Turner. I actually gave him a first down on that other throw. They left it there, so he did get 10. But now it's 2nd down and 19 from the 49. Turner looked right, rolling left, threw it low again. This time, Freelow could not pick it up off the turf.
Another great effort by Freelow, though. On the previous play, Freelow ran a post route, and he had gotten behind the defenders. Turner just didn't have enough time to identify him and deliver the football. That time he goes down to get it, but they say it hit the turf and falls incomplete.
3rd down and 19 as the rain continues to fall. Thompson's Stadium. Turner looked downfield, did a nice job looking everybody away, and he threw it out to his tailback, Lockhart. But it was a nice read on that side. Thomas was there to make the tackle pretty much immediately.
When I like that play by Turner, he wanted to go down the field. It was well defended in the secondary by Homewood. So rather than forcing it, potentially causing a turnover or some other issue, he drops it down to his tailback in the flat, picks up a few yards, does not turn the ball over, and now Vestavia is able to punt it away.
Downey will kick it away. He's the punt returner and the punter. So football on the 47, 6:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Downey waits and waits and waits and waits some more. Finally kicks it away. On the 5-0, it got between a couple of Rebels there. A couple of Rebels that could have downed it inside the 5, but Homewood will get it at the 20-yard line. Good shot of the sidelines there. The cool-looking helmets. I love it. We talked about it earlier. The number on one side and the VH on the other with the striping. I think it's very sharp.
And for me, it's still the traditional Vestavia uniform, just with a little modern, little twist, a little tweak. And a great job by this coaching staff of keeping the tradition but adding a little modern look to it.
Homewood would love to get something going, but Vestavia would love for that not to happen. Here comes a run blitz from the outside, forced him inside and forced him right into the hands of Dobbs from his safety position. So 2nd down at about 7. And I should say that was Houston Owen, the linebacker, not Dobbs, that made that play. Playing off his block. 2nd down, 7. As you see Jacob Watson just standing up over the nose guard. It's very odd looking. This time a big run there. Boy, making the shoestring tackle. Was that Downey or Cox? But somebody saved what possibly could have been a touchdown as Odell got loose. I think it was Downey to grab his shoestring.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that tackle, that's 6 on that play. They're going to call another heat timeout here in the 3rd quarter.
We'll take a break. We'll come back 35-0 Vestavia. 5:51 to go in the 3rd.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
And again, that fast-paced game. They want to get out of the rain, I guess. We already ran a play. There it is again for you. Odell spinning. Will Cox coming up to trade paint with him, but Odell got about 7 or 8, so it'll be 2nd and 3.
These officials must have more interesting plans
they
tonight
got
than I
something
do.
going on. I mean, no doubt. Odell again on the outside, left tackle. I should say that's Colbert with the football. And a first down for Homewood. There's some more ladies trying to get out of the rain and wondering why they're here in the rain with it 35-0 Vestavia. The game's in hand. What are we doing? You think that's in their mind?
They've got pins on their shirts, so they've got cheerleaders or daughters performing. At least they brought a tarp. They're prepared.
Yes, very smart. 1st and 10. That's a Royal Automotive first down. 1st and 10. Ray, the wide receiver screen out in the flat, and the football's loose, but I think a Patriot fell on it. That time, a good play by Cohen Nelson coming up there. Pretty hard, but not before they got 8 yards.
Homewood moving the ball again. Still, these are.
Boy, I think that ball was loose before he hit the ground. Homewood has the ball on the 46-yard line. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, B.J. Milliken on the sidelines. 35-0. We've got 3:49 to go in the third quarter. Ray drops back. One-on-one coverage downfield. And, oh, that's a poor call. I mean, that's just poor. Michael Dobbs was out there on coverage, and they're just doing some hand fighting, nothing to impede his progress, in my opinion, Chad. And they throw a flag on Vestavia. And I'm an old defensive back, so I'm a little biased, but just watch. There's not much happening here. He's not holding him.
Running with him. The only thing is if that arm somehow got hooked there. Pretty quick call by the official.
Didn't look like it was impeding him running.
Dobbs certainly didn't like the call.
So it's a big penalty and has the football now down on the Vestavia 31. And you know Robert Evans and Sean Rainey do not want this shutout to go away. Handoff, Colbert, right side, makes a man miss, Ross, and gets a nice gain before he's finally tackled. Andrew Sykes had to tackle him about 15, 14 yards downfield. And I think we have a flag on the play. That might be coming back.
Let's watch the replay here. Nice cut by Colbert. This is what we thought we would see out of this Homewood offense. Running the football. 3 very good running backs, but the Vestavia defense has just shut them down.
They're still conferring over the flag. There have been a lot of them. Vestavia has been called for 9, Homewood for 5. And we had 1 point. Now they're waving it off. And I always think that's kind of comical because it's like, well, you saw something to reach back there and throw it, right?
You would think. And I wish even if they waved them off, just tell me what you thought you saw.
What are you waving off?
So we could see. But nonetheless, that's another first down for Homewood. They're moving the ball here with 3 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third quarter.
Football inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. Handoff, boy, good penetration there, and finally cleaning it up is Watson. Again, he played his way into a starting role this year. After the first week, his hamstring tore off the bone. He had surgery in April, first week of practice in August. As you know, it's just the 3rd or 4th week of August, and they've already played a game, and he got a starting nod, Chad.
And he earned it by making plays just like that.
2nd and 10. He's a guy that could play back up to Ross on the defensive end. He could stand up at the nose. He's kind of like Richter. They'll put him, you see him now coming to that left end. Very versatile player. Boy, there's all kind of timing issues on that.
Yeah, Vestavia shifted defensively and Homewood jumped. So that should back them up 5 yards. And that's going to be the 15th penalty of the night.
Second down after the penalty. Brings it back to the 23-yard line. Ray drops back. And he's getting sacked. Oop, the football's loose. Are they going to call it a fumble? Watson fell on it. Houston Owen was there to cause the fumble, but boy,
Ray's going to say he was trying to throw it down, but he was wrapped up, falling down. I think this is a fumble. He tried to push, but that ball just fell out. The question was his knee down before that ball came out?
Yeah, very, very close.
That's a fumble unless his knee was down before it came out. Again, no replay in high school, so this is just the officials talking through it. They're probably also considering that they think it was a forward pass. I don't think it was. It's either a fumble or his knee is down before it came out. So it looks like they're going to say the ball came out, but it's going to be intentional grounding.
A lot of laundry falling here, and it is intentional grounding against Homewood.
He called it an illegal forward pass, and then he called it intentional grounding. So
he did push it with both hands, but I don't think he was, I don't know what he was trying to do, but
I guess it's illegal if he was past the line of scrimmage.
But he wasn't. He wasn't sacked behind the line.
The intentional grounding makes sense, I guess. It looked to me like it was a fumble, but the big difference being Vestavia recovered the fumble. So if it's a fumble, then the Rebels had the ball. Instead, it's a big penalty. It pushes Homewood all the way back to the 38-yard line, but they still retain possession on 3rd down and 30.
Yeah, they got to get to the 9-yard line to get a first down. Obviously 2-down territory, but a ton of turf to negotiate here.
I actually like the officials talking through this. We've seen them take some time, which I know can be frustrating at times, but I like the fact that they're talking through it. They're communicating to make sure they're all on the same page and know they can talk about what they saw. So nice job of the officials there, and that's going to force it into a 3rd and 30. Homewood looking to the sideline, trying to get set for this play.
Trips to the up top, to the left. He's got his wide receiver, Jordan Kiewau, out there. They throw it to him. And Kiewau will get to the 25, but he's still about 16 yards shy, but that makes it a little bit more manageable there for them.
Swing pass out into the flat. Vestavia staying back, knowing it's 3rd and long. You have plenty of room. You want to keep everything in front, and now Homewood gets up to the 25. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th down and about 17. And timeout on the field. We'll take a break. We'll come back. 35-0. Vestavia on top. 1:36 to go in the 3rd.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th, and also next spring, April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Fourth down and 17. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Homewood trying to get a score here. Boy, he felt Ross from the outside, and he's going to be ran out of bounds there harmlessly. And Vestavia holds the Patriots and keeps that shutout alive.
I love seeing the motor by Ross. He's a guy, the more he plays football, the better he's going to get. Incredible athlete. Just learning still to play the game of football, and just came hard all the way, continued to run. Vestavia dropped 7 players back, didn't want to let anything go past, and a good stop there on fourth down.
Tonsmeyer, the first team tailback, is in as he runs around left end. He's making guys miss, still down the sidelines, and he's got a nice gain of about 24 yards on that carry.
Great block by James Lucas that time on the offensive line coming around.
Tonsmeyer with 11 carries for 56 yards. Luke Turner in, the backup quarterback. He's going to run it around the left end. He's got running room, and he'll sneak out of bounds, but not before he didn't get on the other side of the 50, right at it, of the Homewood Patriots. So here comes Jake Lockhart in for Tonsmeyer at the running back position, but I think another flag. As you can see, holding.
And that's something Coach Evans is really going to focus on after this game. That's the 10th penalty of the night for the Rebels.
First down and 20. Turner throws it out to get some of it back to Richardson. It's a nice little route. And he'll get about 7 over there. And make it second down and 13. John Paul Head now 11 of 16. Handoff to Lockhart, and he's run hard tonight. And he'll get about 6 on that right side, running behind Hager, McMurray, and Moxley. And it'll be third down, and we'll call it 5. Trying to get a clean football in there. There's the shift. They move the right guard to the left guard position. Turner throws and got knocked down. He was trying to hit Tucker Smith over there in the flat, but Turner got it knocked down by the oncoming Patriot, Adam Parker, from the outside backer position. So even though the Rebels offense has slowed down a lot, Josh Franklin a little upset there as you see him, but they're getting valuable in-game reps. Chad, what does that mean to these guys?
Well, especially for a quarterback who it's his first opportunity to play this early in the season is a good thing. You can practice as much as you want. You can go through as many drills as you want. We've got another flag coming out, but nothing can replace getting in a football game and playing when the lights are on a Friday night. And so that's what Turner's getting here, that opportunity.
Legal procedure, Vestavia. That'll be their 11th penalty. And to your point, no coach is going to like that. Obviously, Robert's not going to like it. Some of them are questionable, but not 11 of them. No. Especially something like that, a dead ball, you're punting it away. Just don't move and let's kick it. No reason to move. Downey will get it and kick it away. This will take another good bounce. And that's a 45-yard kick for Downey with the roll.
He's done a really good job of getting those rolls. When you watch this punt, that rugby-style punt, and the way it does, it allows your defenders to get down the field when you wait and give them that opportunity. And now we're at zeros at the end of the third quarter.
And we're going to lower the colors, and we'll keep it here to lower the colors. at the end of the third quarter. Rebels on top, 35-0 over Homewood. There's the colors. B.J. Milliken on the sideline.
Well, Griff, in a 35-0 game, you have to talk some superlatives. I was able to speak with several Vestavia players earlier this week. One of them was Jordan Ross. The big defensive end has offers from South Carolina and Liberty. But what we talked about was his Instagram handle, which is Child's Play 205. He said he liked the Chucky doll that Kool-Aid McKinstry carried around with him. Of course, he was the former Pinson Valley product who is now at Alabama. He said, I decided to just use that as my handle. And the funny thing about it is, he says he hates horror movies, of all things.
Wow. Jordan Ross with the bizarre handle. I know you're a big TikTok guy, Chad. What's your handle on TikTok?
You know me well.
You don't know me at all, right? Is what you're thinking. 1st and 10, Homewood. Handoff straight up the middle. They're finding some running room now in the middle of that Vestavia defense with the backups in there. Mondrell Odell finds some running room there.
Dylan Jaques in there on the tackle. Now you're getting some backups and reserves in the game for Vestavia, guys who have earned this opportunity to be out here on the field.
A lot of youngsters in there. Wheeler Smith, the backup tackles in there. Handoff again, Odell. First man to miss him was Smith. Still running hard as Odell, but the Rebels stack him up there, but not before he gets about 5 in the middle. Again, just like you were talking about for Luke Turner, these are valuable reps for backups for the Rebels. I mean, you know, you got Vince Visser in there, the cornerback. You got Bruno Grayson, who moved up to a backup linebacker there, number 10.
Yeah, Gaines Johnson, the linebacker, did a good job of holding the edge there.
These guys need to get some reps. Handoff again up the middle. Oh, there's a great stick there. Coming up hard was Johnson, but he was also joined on the fun. But Tyann Turner, no, that was Chase Rose, I should say. Yeah, Chase Rose, the linebacker.
Yeah, Rose started on the right side. He dropped back into coverage and then came up and took on the tackle. Nice job by Rose.
2nd down and 6. Throw it out here in the flat. Turner, nice play to get off this block. King Walker was out there trying to block number 7, you see there at the bottom of your screen, but Visser shed him and kept it to a 3rd and 1.
Visser, Vickers, and Grayson Bruno all in there on the tackle running to the football, and that's what the coaches like to see, whether that's in the 1st quarter or the 4th.
But a tough night for Woods Ray. He's 10 out of 18, only 69 yards throwing, Chad. Good job by the Vestavia defense. And some of that's come here in garbage time as they throw it out. I think they'll get a 1st down, but a good tackle by Bruno on a 2-yard gain, but enough for the 1st for Ray.
And you compare that to last week where Ray had 6 drives where he was in offensively. Homewood scored on 5 of them, including 4 in a row. And so played really, really well against John Carroll last week. And tonight, Vestavia's just been better.
Student cam again. The students are just having a great time. 1st and 10 after the Royal Automotive first down for the Rebels. Excuse me, for the Patriots at the 41. Handoff this time, stacking them up pretty good. And that was Bruno again in there, I believe, right? No,
William
number 40.
Douglas.
Douglas was in there for the tackle, grabbing his legs and pulling him back down after a very short game. Good play by Douglas.
Jacob Herr also in there at the linebacker spot.
William Bond is in there on the defensive end slot. A lot of backups. Getting some valuable experience. And look, Robert wants to play 20 or 22. So you catch his eye, you might find yourself on the field. 2nd down and 10. And Homewood's just willing to run it out, and they get a little run out there by Colbert before he's chased out of bounds for a Royal Automotive first down.
Nice job pulling around by Homewood. Has a hold of the outside. Dylan Jacques able to force him out of bounds, but not until he picks up the first down.
1st and 10 Patriots at the 44. 8:17 to go in the game. Robert Evans, an intense look. It's as if the game is 0-0. Ray throws it out. 3 Rebels are there, and they tackle him immediately. Bruno coming over. Again, great pursuit from the outside backer position on that screen.
You bring up a good point for the coaches. They've put some other guys in the game, but they're still calling the game as if it's we're going to make the plays, we're going to make the stops. So for them, it's no different. If I put you on the field, I expect you to do what you've practiced and to make plays and take advantage of those opportunities. So the game doesn't change from that perspective. It might be different numbers or different bodies on the field, but the approach is the same. And that's the type of thing you see when you're building a championship program. It doesn't matter if it's the first team or the second or who it is, you play with the same intensity, you play with the same focus, and you play the same assignment football.
Jacob Herr in a down lineman spot there, normally a linebacker on that play. So tons of young Rebels getting to play. And the Patriots pick up about 7. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 on just that little quick hitch. And again, Jacques is there, throw him out of bounds.
That's at least his 3rd tackle on this drive.
Still a good spirit in the crowd. 35-0. They hand off inside. Colbert. And he gets the first down. Chase Rose up from his linebacker position to get in on that tackle. So William Douglas also there. But a first down for the Patriots. Again, very lethargic, not lethargic, that's probably the wrong word. Methodical is a better word on this drive. Just running it and trying to get something, right?
Homewood trying to get something positive to take you into next week.
Just a methodical drive here. Now he drops back to pass. He's under great pressure and has to throw it away. So pretty good pressure there from the Rebels. And that was Gaines Johnson in there, as well as Thomas Brown, the backup defensive tackle, number 29 you see there, putting some heat on Mr. Ray. Student camp starting to slow down a little bit with the rain, huh? 2nd down and 10. Good shot there of Ray from the sideline camera. They swing it out. Good pursuit there. They made him cut it back inside. Still some pretty good running by Odell, who's still the first-team tailback. And he'll pick up 3 or 4, but that was nice to cut him off before he got on the edge.
Yeah, good call there by you to call Thomas Brown. We may have said Jacob Herr earlier. We can deal with double numbers. We don't love double numbers when they're both on defense.
That's right. That's a problem. There's
We apologize for that.
There's got to be enough number. Yeah, you're going to have to be patient because Evans dresses out. I mean, it's 90 to 100.
I grew up in a day where we had 100 players, but we all got one number.
Right. Now they have multiple numbers everywhere. 3rd down and 5. Ray this time acts like he's going to throw. The delay handoff. Odell breaks a bunch of tackles, still on his feet, and he is down to the 14-yard line.
That's a good run by Homewood, but it's going to come back.
Flags on the play. Caden Daniels, the brother of Jaden, was in there to help wrap him up at the end, along with Douglas. But there is a flag, and they're going to bring it back. Now, look, you're not going to run your starters in there, I don't think, but you really would love to have the shutout, right?
That's exactly right. That's what you look for every single week as a defense. Keep the zeros on the board.
Holding on Homewood, that'll back them up immensely. But that might put the ball in the air from Woods Ray. And Homewood's kept their first teamers in there. And now we have a timeout on the field. We'll take a break. Vestavia on top 35-0, 5:46. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th, and also next spring, April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
When the on-time service technician arrives in your home, you give us an amazing opportunity. The opportunity to earn your trust, to arrive at your home on time, to fix the problem in your home, and to never sell you something you don't need. When the job is done and the technician leaves, I want you to be really pleased with the work. And I want something more. I want you to say to yourself, I trust that guy.
Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, B.J. Milliken, 3rd down and about 17 in a game that's already decided, but the Rebels want to keep a shutout. Woods Ray for Homewood rolls right, still looking. They got a grab of him, then there's going to be a sack for a couple of the backups. Congratulations, Mr. Douglas and Mr. Bond on the sack of Mr. Ray.
And just outstanding pursuit. Continue to run, hold on, grab jersey, grab whatever you have to make the play and pull him down.
So 4th down now and about 20. Football at the 39. They got to get to the 22. So it's about a 19-yard deficit that they got to make up. Good shot of the very athletic Woods Ray. Ray drops, throws over the middle, intercepted. Intercepted by Gaines Johnson, and he'll bring it back, but he's knocked down at the 42. So Gaines Johnson gets a little happiness there on that play as he steps right in front of the errant toss by Mr. Ray.
On 4th down, you have to force the ball down the field to try and make something happen. Ray just forced it up. Johnson in the right spot makes the play. And another big-time play by the Vestavia Rebel defense.
Here comes the run by the 3rd team. Is that 3rd team quarterback now? No, that's Cross Tonsmeyer, the brother of William, as Turner is still in the game at quarterback. So Williams' little brother Cross is also a little back and got a 7-yard gain on his run. Number 10 there. 2nd and 2. Gets it again. Oh, he loses the football. Here comes Homewood picking it up, and that is a costly turnover for the Rebels as far as trying to hold on to the play. There it is. It comes out, and Homewood picks it up.
Heads up play by J.D. Livingston, the offensive lineman, to make that tackle.
So now the Rebels back on defense as Tonsmeyer just lost the football. 3:51 to go in the fourth. Again, the outcome not in doubt. The Rebels with 430 yards. Homewood had 60-plus at the half. Now they have 205, Chad, but they're still scoreless. And Robert Evans wants to keep it that way. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Handoff, and Homewood's got their backups in there now, as they get about 3 or 4 over there. That's Evan Osmeyer. And he gets about 5 on the right side. 2nd down and 5 from the 38. Ray is out as well. The backup quarterback, Will Myers, is in. And he hands again to Osmer, sophomore running back, but he's knocked down there by Douglas and Gaines Johnson and Moore.
Yeah, Johnson with a couple of nice plays. He's doing a good job. You see him there to the left of your screen, comes on, takes on the block, sheds it, then dives inside to make the tackle. Really good play by Johnson. Also got some help from William Douglas.
3rd down and 4. Vestavia throwing 5 up there on the line. They're bringing 5. There's the toss out, and it's just misfired there by Homewood. And Myers just threw it a little bit too hot out there, so it's 4th down. And they'll stay on the field, obviously, down 35-0 with 2:34 to go.
And Myers, a sophomore, getting his opportunity, but felt that pressure a little bit, got rid of it a little too soon, and threw it a little too wide. Got another flag comes out. Man, this has been not a real clean game here tonight. After I thought last week was pretty clean for week 1, this has been less than that. So 20 penalties combined between the two teams tonight. That one's going to back Homewood up. So they had a pretty manageable 4th down situation. Now they're all the way back to a 4th and 9.
Meyer tosses it up and misses his intended target. And that'll bring the Rebels back on the field with 2:15 and counting on the clock. They just now stopped it.
And for Coach Evans and Coach Rainey, they've got to be thrilled with what their defense has done tonight. You're going to put the goose egg on the scoreboard, assuming that this holds. And it was with a couple of different groups and guys fighting and clawing and running to the football, making plays, forcing passes quicker than Homewood wanted to throw them, making tackles in the run game. Just a really well-played defensive night for the Rebels.
Rebels just running it out. Tonsmeyer again getting the opportunity to make up for that fumble there, and he had earlier. Got about 4 off that left side.
Some new guys in the game. Blake Smitha on the offensive line. Roman Manners.
Blake, obviously a brother of Tucker, I'm going to guess.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Roman Manners there on the offensive line.
Big center. Mitch Taylor.
James Lucas in the game.
They're letting the clock run a little bit. This is about the only time you'll see Vestavia melt the clock some. Turner hands to Tonsmeyer, left side. He's got running room. Going to hold on to it now regardless how he gets beat. And Tonsmeyer gets the Royal Automotive 1st down.
Really strong run by Tonsmeyer there. Good blocking down the field by Luke Swansea, the senior wide receiver.
Minute 12 and counting. B.J. Milliken will have the post-game interview with Robert Evans coming up.
John Hinton Hogue here at the wide receiver there to the bottom of your screen. Charlie Ingram in the game as well, right there in the slot.
Tonsmeyer, right side, lowers his shoulder. Again, tough running by him. He's getting some good carries tonight. Probably his 4th or 5th carry there. 2nd down and 5. We're under 40 seconds. Vestavia might be the last play of the game.
Vestavia 446 yards on the night.
After 312 last week, this time Turner gets it. They'll lose a few on that. And that should do it. The final, Vestavia 35, Homewood nothing. We'll take a break, come back with a post-game show and the post-game interview with Robert Evans. You're watching Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Dr. Melanie Petro has a simple philosophy.
I love to see them look in the mirror and see themselves several years ago. It reconnects them with who they are.
Dr. Petro is double board certified and fellowship trained to help you see you again.
When you see yourself again, all of a sudden you're not just reconnected with your face, you're reconnected with yourself. And it gives you a confidence.
Welcome back to the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher here as the Rebels are getting ready for the post-game talk from Robert Evans, and we'll be able to get Robert Evans on the show there afterwards. And Chad Pilcher here, Scott Griffin as well. The Rebels win at 35-0, 446 yards to 211. Holding Homewood there. Again, John Paul Head, 203 yards. Passing the football, 7 of 11, 3 touchdowns. And running the football, 11 carries for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. So John Paul Head, 5 touchdowns, Chad. Pretty good.
He had an outstanding night, both running the football and throwing it. I thought he came out, and Vestavia really set the tone in this ball game with the way that they tucked the ball, they ran it. Head led the way running the football. Jack Lockhart, the leading rusher tonight with 80 yards on the ground, got an opportunity and took advantage of it. But I think with Vestavia setting the tone on the ground, and then when you run it enough, eventually those linebackers and safeties start walking down. They see the play action, and you're able to hit the receivers deep behind them.
And there's Robert Evans with a great look at the kids there as he's giving a good talk with the team, and B.J. Milliken will get him pretty quickly after that. Good look at all the Rebels players that are out here. And I think he told me, 200-something from 7th grade on. Just a massive number of football players that are here to learn from this coaching staff and the coaching staff under Robert Evans, teaching them the way they want Vestavia to play.
Well, there's a different energy with Coach Evans. I saw an interview or a quote from one of the players that said last year he felt like the team got a little soft and maybe wasn't as tough and wasn't playing the way that you are expected to play at Vestavia. And Coach Evans has come back and brought that. And one thing we've talked about with Robert, he played here at Vestavia under Coach Anderson. He understands what this program means, but he's never coached here. And so he brings his own philosophy, his own approach, and that's made a big difference, and it showed tonight.
And B.J. Milliken will grab Robert here for the post game as they get ready for the winning coach. 35-0 Vestavia winners over Homewood, and we go to B.J. Milliken now. B.J.?
First win as Rebels head coach. How's it sound?
Ready for Thompson. You just move on. I'll enjoy it tonight. It's been kind of a stressful, long week, just trying to fix our problems and get the right people on the field. But I thought the guys bought into the message of how we want to play, and that first half is exactly how we want to play, minus the penalties. I thought Coach Franklin, our offense, dialed up some shot plays and had a good plan, and I thought defensively our kids played their guts out. But, it gets real next week in a hurry. We got great respect for Thompson, and, you start work tomorrow morning on those guys.
About to talk to JP, but he had a heck of a first half. Talk about how he played.
Winner, leader, exactly what you want in your quarterback. I got a chance probably to see most of the teams in our region. I wouldn't trade him for anyone in our region. I promise you that. I think he's as good as any quarterback playing in Birmingham right now. And what he can do, both running with his feet, and tonight he threw the ball really well. And if he does that and we can get into the upper 20s, low 30s most evenings, we'll be successful more times than not.
A game like this, you get a lot of new faces in there. Was that good for your guys?
Yeah, it's great. Those guys work hard. We got 126 on our roster, and you play 11 at a time. So for those guys to get their chance to play and, to have some marginal success in the second half, that's good for their confidence, good for our team. So,
congratulations, Coach. Thanks. We're going to get JP in
Yes,
here
sir.
now.
Well
Get
deserved.
ready for
Thank you.
Thompson. All right, JP Head here, starting quarterback. You told me this week that this was kind of an important game for you as far as a revenge tour. How'd you come out tonight, and tell me the energy the team had?
Oh, we did it exactly how we planned. We got the ball. We just went down there. I mean, I don't know if we got, except for that last drive. I mean, we scored every single drive. We did exactly what we wanted to, and we just played football right, I feel like.
You told me earlier this week that you liked throwing touchdowns just as much as you like running them. You did both tonight, so that feel pretty good?
Oh, of course. got all the aspects. It was nice. Yes, sir.
You know, Coach said that even though the score looks lopsided, there were some things to clean up. What things did you see tonight that you can clean up for next week?
I feel like me personally, a few of the runs, I missed a gap, a couple of missed routes, but I mean, it was a lot cleaner than last week, that's for sure. So.
Is it cool to get this first win for Coach Evans, his alma mater, get the first win as head coach? Is that pretty cool?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I haven't talked to him yet, but I got to congratulate him, so, yes, sir.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy the win. Yes, sir. Griff?
All right. B.J. Milliken down there, and that's a great win. Boy, you see the crowd down there, the enthusiasm here for Vestavia, as well as for just Robert Evans being home and what this can do for a community. You see it all kind of culminate tonight, 35-0, the Rebels over the Patriots. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up here from Thompson-Reynolds Stadium, Buddy Anderson Field. The final again, Vestavia on top of the Patriots, 35-0.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
City on fire. City on fire. City on fire. Coming from the rock, the home of the drillers. I'ma buy a home next to your home if I miss you. Who put this together? Me, that's who. We did it all, but what they really do. Say the pep talk and the TED talk. I'm about to set it off. I'm about to set it off. Mind running laps, but I could barely walk. They say we never make it. That's what you thought. Cross me so much, I got nails in my hand. City on fire.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback coming to Birmingham October 28th through 30th and also next spring April 21st through 23rd. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin here, Chad Pilcher. 35-0. The Rebels take down the Homewood Patriots, a top 10 6A team, and dismantled again by the Patriots, 446 yards to 211. Again, John Paul Head over 200 yards throwing, over 70 rushing, 5 touchdowns, 3 in the air, 2 by his legs. The offense really got going tonight, Chad. But look, it's easy to talk about the offense, but the defense really is pretty good too.
No, they played outstanding. They controlled the line of scrimmage throughout the night and just didn't allow Homewood to get going. We thought we would see Homewood run the ball rather effectively. They did not, and that's just a testament to this Vestavia defense and what they did. But I think the offense really set the tone when they came out. They started running the football to start this football game. John Paul Head had an outstanding night. That then opened up some play action, opened up some passes down the field. And as Coach Evans said, we're going to enjoy this one tonight, but then it's on to Thompson.
And Thompson is next week, the last of the 3 straight home games here at Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. And they're going to be, they've got a game tomorrow night against Trent Dilfer's team out of Tennessee. They could be 0-2. They've got some quarterback issues going now, but you know this is still a formidable 3 straight state championship team.
Right now it is the premier high school football team in the state of Alabama. They've won 3 straight 7A state championships. As you mentioned, they lost last week to Buford, Georgia, one of the best teams in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
They will play tomorrow night on ESPNU at 8 o'clock, so folks can check that out if you want to get ready for next week, and then show up here at Thompson-Reynolds Stadium next week to watch the Rebels take on the Warriors.
That's right, and we'll have it on Facebook and YouTube. We're still streaming and having a few difficulties here, but we'll get those straightened out there. Of course, the NFHS network and then the Vestavia Hills app as well. Once we get going, you'll have 4 different platforms you can watch the game on. So, for B.J. Milliken and Chad Pilcher, Scott Griffin saying so long from Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. We'll talk to you again next Friday night. Don't forget about Tuesday, though, the Coaches Show from Moe's Original Barbecue on Rocky Ridge Road. At 7 o'clock, we'll talk to Coach Evans about this game and look ahead to Thompson. For this incredible, amazing crew, Scott Griffin saying so long. We will see you Tuesday and then next Friday for Thompson.
Murray Bob's in the game too, Jack. Ball game.
Come on, Vestavia.
1971. Vestavia Hills football is born as a community-focused program. This marks the 52nd season of Vestavia football, and the focus has not changed. We represent those who laid the foundation and look to honor those who helped build the program. Now, for the first time in school history, a former Rebel leads the way, embracing the tradition and toughness that is ingrained in its culture, while also bringing a modern approach to steer Vestavia Hills to the next level. The goals? Use the life lessons of football to lead these players from the field to adulthood. Show up early, get to work, and do it all again the next day. Play meaningful football in November, then December. No matter how long the journey, we will get there. This is Vestavia Hills Rebel football.